Welcome to the Big Ass Cornhole Show with Sean and Dane, the hosts you know, talking cornhole life and random fun. Grab a beer, let's get it done. From tossing bags to let's wild ride, tune in and join the party, don't you hide. It's the Big Ass Cornhole Podcast time with Sean and Dane, it's always rhyme. Sean is done.
And this episode is brought to you proudly by Draggin Bags, the best bags in the world. I mean, they literally have a bag in the world's greatest cornhole bag. And guys, it's brand new to the market. If you haven't checked it out yet, head over to Draggin Bags and give it a try. It's the bag for the all-around thrower. It goes straight into the freaking hole. It's a nice little slinky bag, great for any angle of thrower. It is just the truest bag I've thrown in a hot damn minute, and I appreciate it coming back on the market. Slinky bag season, baby. Mm-hmm. So if you want to hop on that train and just pour bags in the hole,
all the cool kids are doing it.
I mean, that's the way it's coming back. So head over to Draggin Bags and check it out today. I mean, they also have all their other great bags still in stock, so you can just up your arsenal across the board. Once again, Draggin Bags with a Z.com. Grab your new set today.
All right, well, welcome back to yet another episode of the Big Ass Cornhole Podcast. Sean and Dane are with you as always. What's going on, man?
Hey. Not too
you?
much, man. I'm good. You know, just
I don't know why that made me think of like your text that went out today.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Little group. We get to have a bachelor party soon.
Bachelor party.
Like a family bachelor party. There's nothing quite like a good like cousins bachelor party.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
And we have no idea what's going on. But like as you said, we need to take our
energy.
Our energy, and we need to take upon ourselves. We have a responsibility to bring the fun.
Yes.
Because
and the funk.
Yeah. And we need to just realize that if we need to use our power to outrank individuals, we will do so. Okay. All right.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, at the end of the day, this is a group effort. All right. This is not for individual delights.
Yeah. Because if we go to like a NA bar or something, I'm like, what the fuck are we doing here?
So you just provide juice for me to spike myself.
Yeah. If I want to be sober and vomit, like Jesus Christ.
We do serve shots of wheatgrass.
Yeah. Correct. If you guys name that movie out there, you'll have our respect.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Ooh.
We have a crazy busy episode this week. So before we get into anything else, Dane, do what you do best every single week. Let the folks know what we're sipping on tonight in our favorite segment called What You Drinking.
What you drinking? Well, I had a Fresca earlier.
I saw that.
And then just drinking water now.
Yeah.
I was sick on Monday. Came down with something, but you know, thank the heavens for some antibiotics.
Man,
dude.
there's a whole bunch of shit that's been going on.
It knocked me out, man. I was like, it was one of those where I couldn't stay awake. Like,
okay.
Like my sore throat when I woke up, and then went to the doctor because I'm just like strep. I've had it a million times. I know it is. Tested negative for COVID. But dude, like I got home and like I just like was just worn the fuck out, and like just literally just called into work. I'm like, listen, I can't like keep my eyes open sitting here on the couch. Like had a little low grade fever and stuff, but then like as soon as I got like the antibiotic, like 2 hours into me, I started feeling like a whole world better. It was kind of nuts. But yeah, feeling much better today.
Oh, good. Glad to hear it.
Hell yeah.
All right. So we have plenty of audio gold planned for you today. We're about to kick off the ACL Pro season. Signature 1 is finally here. It's in Myrtle Beach. It's kicking off this weekend. Along with that, we have the teams draft.
And
I mean, new format, new owners.
It's going to be like live cast, broadcasted. So
it is.
You know,
and we'll get there
with a little help.
So we're going to go, I mean, basically this is going to be basically an ACL signature preview. And then we're going to go over, kind of do a mock draft of the teams here at the end. And then at the end of the episode, we do an interview with the owners of Arizona Burn, Richard and Mark. They join the show, and it's just a great conversation. It's fun that we're bringing in people who aren't from the cornhole world originally. it's just it's a step in the right direction for the game.
100%.
So that's going to be a ringing theme you're going to hear in the next few interviews. But it's a
lot
good
of
thing.
growing the game.
It gets me
on.
excited again. So this couldn't have come at like a better time. Like this needs. I was getting kind of like we need something, man. Like just give us
every
something.
year. There's something that just kind of
and now the season's
back
here,
into it.
and I love these episodes. But before we get into anything else, we're gonna let you know what's going on in our lives in a segment we call In and Around the Hole.
Are you too good for your home? Answer me!
So Merry Christmas, everybody out there.
Merry Christmas.
I don't even know if we said that in the last episode. I don't think we did.
We did, yeah, because I remember like we wanted Jingle Bells or something, and
well, Merry
couldn't
Christmas
find them, but
and Happy New Year to everyone.
Yes, Happy New Year, Happy New Year's Eve if you're listening to this on the day it comes out.
For sure.
Yeah, bring in the new year the right way, people. Like go party up.
Yeah, Christmas for us is like always kind of hectic.
It is, man. Like I don't mean to be a Scrooge or a curmudgeon. I've just never been like a huge Christmas guy.
We didn't grow up. Christmas wasn't like
I
don't want to say it wasn't a big deal. It was still a big deal, but it's like it was just very different for us growing up. We just did different things.
So now it's like the pressures of getting gifts.
Yes,
and I tout myself a good gift giver. At least I like to think so. But
For birthdays, for stuff like that, for special occasions, absolutely. For Christmas, I lock up. I hate it.
Yeah, it's hard, man. It's hard to think of stuff because like it's always just like you feel like you're just looking at junk.
I'm more of a if I see something that I think somebody would like, I'm just gonna get it for that person.
Yeah,
I hate the time frame that I have to find something. So
gotta find it.
Now some people are really good about finding something and thinking about that way early, and then like, hey, they're done for Christmas and they shop early. I'm just not good about that.
Yeah,
like Christmas to me doesn't even exist until after Thanksgiving. You know what I mean? So
so what do you want?
Yeah, not a whole lot of prep
rattling
time.
things off.
Correct. Yeah. But yeah, so just Christmas was for me. It was in Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
went to Pittsburgh. Did that. It was. It's just always crazy. There's just so many people in the house, but it's fun, like in a different way,
for sure,
in a chaotic way. For me, selfishly, it's okay, and I can put up with it because I know that night I have to head home because I have to work the day after Christmas.
Yeah.
So I just try to fully embrace like the age that my kids are, because like I know everyone keeps telling me that like they're not going to be young forever. Like enjoy these years at Christmas time when they're little. So I really am trying to be like very present like during those times and just like having fun. And my kids are like they're fun during Christmas. I mean, my son was like kind of a pain in the ass the day before, but he's 5 and he's ornery. It is what it is. But like when they came home on Saturday night, we had all the presents out at our house too. Yeah. Obviously Santa stops at both places, right? My son was just like, he was just like super cool about it. Like, you know what I mean? Just like over the moon about like all the stuff we got him. We're like, I would like, all right, at least we know our kid.
Maybe that's that's the key is having it open presents at like 9 p.m.
Yeah, I guess so, man. Yeah. But yeah, it was fun. And then I just had to, like I said, I had to work. And then you and I ended up going to the simulator Friday night.
Yeah.
Had a good time.
We sure did.
We're all playing pretty well, actually.
Yeah, I mean, we ended
up playing Royal Port Rush, and I will take full blame for this. All right.
For the record,
I wanted to play a link style course because you and I were struggling off the tee a little bit. So I just wanted something that was kind of open, that we could just work some shit out, but like that we'd still be in play. And I'm thinking link style, perfect. Yeah. Well, it's link style, but like, because there's no trees, but there's the fucking thick ass bush shit that you can't hit out of. Now, luckily, one of the three of us, our dad joined us. Mm-hmm. Hit a decent drive, and Dad was actually hitting the ball very, very well.
True, yeah,
like was, probably the most pop I've seen him have in a while.
He was driving the ball pretty straight and getting that like average 200, like to 220. It was perfect.
I just feel so comfortable now hitting my irons. It's fun playing golf. Like once I find it in a round, I'm good. And for me, you always tell me like just don't go to a range.
Yeah, you can't fucking.
As soon as I see a hole and we're at real golf, like I'm good. Like I don't know what it is.
You need to just change to like that dynamic range where it like shows you like a hole.
Yeah,
and stuff.
I think so. I do. And I've said it before. Like I struggle with eyesight
because when we were fucking around with that at like toward the end, like you were nailing those on the previous Thursday night. But
I'm trying to think what else happened. So we ended up getting booted off the sim kind of early. Now I will admit we only had it booked for 2 hours.
Yeah, and that's on me because I typically just. I mean, it was at 8 o'clock, so I figured 8 to 10.
I want this place to be super successful, so I want it to be busy. And if it was super packed and there wasn't any open stalls, I would be like, all right, yeah, I get it. We only booked for 2 hours. Our bad. There was a stall right next to us that nobody was using. So why not just put that person there? That was my only argument. And we're their best customers by far.
Now,
we're there
for the
once
record,
a week.
the owner's like family was using the one right next to us.
They weren't using it.
Sporadically.
No one had been
up there for
an hour or two. I would argue.
And the people that were up there were not golfers either.
Trash.
Like, it was it was kind of scary.
So yeah. Anyways,
you know what? I mean, it happens. Fuck it. Like,
you had a brilliant idea on the drive home.
yes.
So like my wife and kids were out of town, and it was only like 10:15. We're driving home. Like I didn't really want to go home at the moment, so we decided let's just stop for a beer.
Yeah.
So we did. And you took me to a place that I honestly did not know even existed. And it was literally at the end of the street that we grew up on as kids.
Mhm.
And it was like a throwback, and it was kind of cool. And the most interesting people were in the bar, and it was just cool people watching, cool, like interesting conversations with random fucking people.
Yeah.
And I love that. Like
You
a
eat it
neighborhood
up, man.
bar. Oh,
Yeah.
dude, it's like it's like I loved that shit.
Like you start like finding the similarities. Like, oh yeah, I
Oh,
grew
yeah,
up
yeah.
like right over here, and then you start naming off shit that y'all remember.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. And then so we hung out there for a little bit, had a beer or two, and then we head home. And yeah, it was fun.
It was a good night, man. Had a wonderful time. I do remember at the sim for a moment though, being scared that you were going to get us like kicked out for life. You were heated
No, it wasn't.
for a time.
I wasn't heated at all.
Oh, I mean, Comer calmed you down.
No.
I saw the fire in you, Sean.
No, I
Saw the fire.
I told him like I wanted him to let him like I told him right back like I don't have an issue with you. I know you're just doing your job. I'm just letting you know that like I think it's bullshit that you're kicking your best customers out when there's an open bay right there. And he's like, I tried talking to Frank, who's the owner.
Yeah.
I'm like, I get it. I'm like, I have zero problem with you, but just remind Frank that we plan on bringing him a bunch of business here in March. So like maybe like don't like maybe we aren't
Olive
the ones that
branch?
get booted next time. That's all I'm saying. And that's all it was. It wasn't heated at all. I understood. I wasn't gonna like, and then they came back to us before we left and they're like, hey, if you guys want to come back in, like we'll get you back on the other bay. And at that point, I'm like, no, no, we've gone too far.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
it's a principle thing at that point. Plus, I wanted to go get a beer somewhere. So
Yeah, I mean, my Christmas was low key, man. Just did it over at the in-laws. Actually spent the night over there, like
nice,
old kids. School. Yeah, but I just kind of did it so we didn't have to drive back out there.
Yeah, it's a pain.
Yeah,
it is.
So then
it's just far enough.
Cooked breakfast for everybody. Made monkey bread from scratch.
Hell yeah.
Dough and
How'd it
all.
turn out?
Dude, bomb. It's
Yeah,
fantastic, dude. So then, we crushed that. Opened gifts. Whole family came over. I was still there until like 8:30 p.m. And then got home by like 9:15. Slept and went into work the next day. And then, on the weekend, man, it was a fun weekend.
But Sunday
was our family's.
Yeah, Sunday we went to Fisherman's Wharf. Is that what it's called?
Merwin's Wharf.
Merwin's Wharf, right on the flats, and it was awesome. We had like a late lunch in this igloo thing.
Yeah,
it was a very cool. The food was awesome. It was a
I
cool
highly
environment.
recommend it to anyone coming into town for the Cleveland Open.
Yeah, I mean it's
a cool spot, like right on the river and stuff, and it's owned by the Cleveland Metro Parks, so it's like always clean. It's a like quaint little area down there, and it's right in the flats, so it's like pretty close to downtown and everything.
I will say the menu's a little bougie.
It is, yeah. It's,
you're not gonna get like chicken fingers there.
Yeah, it's elevated,
So,
but
you can get a burger.
Yeah, it's good quality stuff though.
My wife couldn't stop talking about the burger, and she just got a burger.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how was it? And she's like, I ate the entire thing. It was amazing.
Oh, good. That means you found your new spot.
For sure.
New burger spot.
Hell yeah.
Has she been to Hex?
No.
Or not Hex. Hex.
For
a burger?
I don't think
Hex
so.
Cafe? Oh my God, dude.
No.
That's like the spot. There's one, they
She fell in
just
love
reopened in Avon
with
Lake.
Gibbs, too.
Oh, Gibbs is fantastic, yeah.
Yeah, Gibbs was
Another good
phenomenal.
spot. Anyways.
But yeah, it's not about local food. Other than that, nothing really new. Just pretty much just trying to kind of nail down all this stuff. Like now, yesterday we interviewed the owners of Florida Freeze.
Yes.
So that interview is going to drop Friday this week. It was super interesting conversations leading into this. Do you want to start with teams or do you want to end with teams?
Let's end with teams because that'll be the segue into our first interview with the Arizona Burn owners.
So we'll start with ACL Signature number 1. Okay, before we get into all this stuff, two things. First of all, I'd be remiss if I didn't say the fucking Browns won.
Oh, that's true, man. They did win.
And I love that now they have to play for
the
their
Steelers.
life.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of entertaining. Was it Just did it not feel like scripted though for the Browns to just get that victory with Shedeur as their quarterback?
We
And
all
wasn't
okay.
even like he wasn't the reason we won by any means. It was definitely our defense. But
I think the Steelers, you can watch that game and really blame that game on Aaron Rodgers. He had a lot of misreads in that game.
oh yeah, I mean,
No, mind you, our defense is good, but like there were some plays that he just kept throwing the fade route. I just don't get it, and they don't have good receivers.
well, what also killed them too was you can't triple team Myles Garrett.
No,
I'm sorry, like yeah, you didn't he didn't get his sack.
no.
Cool, but everyone else was having an absolute fucking field day in that backfield. So
Yeah.
like, you did it to yourselves.
Correct. And then I don't know. You shop at the local Giant Eagle right up here.
Yeah.
Do you ever go to the deli counter?
Yes,
Okay. Are they not the scariest ladies ever?
dude, for sure.
I had to go up there Saturday morning, and I thought she was going to chew my head off. So I started off with my easy one. I'm like, I just get some chopped ham.
Dude, what
like,
time were you
shaved.
there? I was up there too.
8 o'clock. Pretty early.
I just missed you then.
Yeah, I
I
was
think
up
I
there
was in
early.
there by like 8:30.
Yeah, I was in there pretty early.
Damn, that'd have been hilarious if we're both getting meat.
Completely unplanned.
So go ahead with your story because I have one too.
And then I asked her. So my wife is very particular. She likes bologna, right?
Yes.
But she likes it sliced thin.
Yeah,
And they always already have it pre-cut. But it's too thick.
yeah, it's too thick. She wants it thinner. I get
They
it.
always get pissed when you ask them to slice it thinner. So you say like, "Can I get a pound of bologna?" or something? They'll go over to reach and be like, "But can you go thinner than what you got over there?" And like the look that she gave me, I'm like, "Oh God,
Yeah, no,
you're so scary."
you have every right, man.
All right.
All right, that's how
This is
they earn
terrifying.
their money. Yes, I worked in the deli at Heinen's, so like I had to do that shit. And like
Does it piss you
I
off?
will tell you, your wife wants either a 1 or a 2.
Okay.
One is usually shaved, but like on bologna, you can get it to
Yeah.
be a thin slice.
Yeah.
2 is probably where she likes it. They probably regularly cut it at a 4.
Okay. Yes.
So just tell them like a 2, and like just have
Fair
them
enough.
cut that.
So if I know the lingo, it'll help.
Yeah,
All right.
exactly. Because they'll be like, oh shit, he's handled this sweet machine.
This
before.
lady, this lady just looks at me like, I just cut all this other stuff, and you're gonna make me cut more. I'm like,
Yeah.
uh-huh.
So
Because I know if I bring this home, I'm gonna get bitched at. So let's just avoid that, and I'll just take the scary looks. And
So I was in a similar situation. I walk up, she is cutting roast beef, like shaving it to put in there. Well, I was making those sandwiches. I was getting the meat to make those sandwiches for later.
Yeah.
On Sunday, and I was like, you know what? I see you're cutting roast beef. I actually need a pound of that, but can I get it sliced? I can't have it shaved for what I need it for. And she grabs all of the stuff that she had shaved, like no fucking paper, just her glove, and just chucked it in the fucking cooler behind like where she was holding it, and then just went back and just shaved out. Then she set it on the scale. It was like 1.2, and I was like, "That's too much. Take a slice off. I told you a pound."
she tried shorting me. She's like, she put like for like the ham, I think it was like 0.89, and she's like that good. I'm like, that's not a 1.
How can you not eyeball a pound when you do that shit for a fucking living? That's terrible to me.
I
Like,
don't know.
Or at
Some
least
people
be in
just don't have the
ballpark.
skill of meat in their hand. Like, you
Apparently
can't
not.
tell.
Yeah, I mean, she looks like she grips it a little too hard, anyways.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. But some guys are into that. Anyways, okay, so signature, back to ACL. Signature number 1, Myrtle Beach this weekend, finally kicking off. I think one of the things that I want to pay attention to is that multiple players are getting first-round buys,
Yes.
depending on their seed. I'm going to be very interested on what's the overall record for all those players.
That's
Right?
true, man. You're losing out on that warm up kind of.
I just want to see, and honestly, I can be completely wrong on this, but maybe it's 50-50. I don't know. It should technically be better than 50-50 though, right?
Yeah.
If they're the higher seed, the better player going.
I mean, I
in.
like to think that we're at a point now where these guys just step up and they're typically just
Yeah.
killers all the time.
I'm just interested to
I mean,
see.
you have to.
It's something that we've kind of anecdotally suspected for years that
Yeah.
it hurts people. It puts people at a disadvantage. Like nobody wanted, going back to the PDC, no one ever wanted to be that first round guy who has to go play PDC that just got to play a whole tournament to warm up and then go in against.
Wasn't that last year's college football playoff?
Yeah,
everyone
pretty
that had the everyone that had the bye lost.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see if that will hurt or help anything. It's just something I want to kind of pay attention to going forward. All right, so this is kind of all over the place. just because the only way I was able to find the brackets were going through the ACL like pro app
Yeah.
and then finding a pro, seeing what bracket they're in, breaking down. So the order's kind of jacked up. Just follow along. We're gonna start with the D bracket. I think it's a fucking shame that Austin Waskow and Zach Aiken are in the same subgroup.
That does suck.
It just, yeah, because you just know one of them's going to get a loss early, and they were just both so good last year, and Aiken's been so good early this year.
So do you think Waskow should be the one that's scared?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like Waskow's tough because he's lefty, and it does tend to throw people for a loop.
Yeah.
But again, sometimes these juniors just doesn't seem like anything bothers them. They just go up and they're really, really good.
Yeah,
so,
true.
that to me right now, that's a toss up, but this is one of those matches, like come power ranking time, this is the kind of stuff I pay attention to, and head to head stuff. And not if it's a really super close match and it was a coin flip in one bag, it doesn't matter. But if someone comes out and really puts a statement on, it kind of lets you know like where some people are, and it'll tell you a little bit about where's this person going to be at the end of the year. Are they going to grind?
Mm-hmm.
Do they take that one loss and do they get in the losers bracket somewhat earlier than they would have wanted to? And are they willing to grind their way out? And how deep can they go? I really like Gage Landis' draw coming out of the bottom. His biggest potential hurdles to me on that side is Austin Waskow, maybe Jordan Power, Zach Aiken, Tommy Sliker. Besides that, I mean, I think looking at it right now, I think you would have to either put Gage Landis or Zach Aiken as probably the favorites to come out of there. And again, this is nothing against Austin Waskow. We've said 1,000 times.
So he wouldn't have to
very
face
good.
Waskow until like the final.
It would be like the semifinal of that side.
Okay, gotcha.
But I'm saying like I think that they could win that side of the bracket, if that makes sense.
No, it does.
The right side of this bracket it's pretty deep. Sammy Soto says is the number 2 overall 2C, but he doesn't have like the easiest of roads. Kingsbury is in his same sub bracket. He would have to play him game 2. Potentially. You have Hissner, Colin Powers will try to trip him up. On that same side of the bracket, like 2 or 3 subsections down, you have Alex Rawls. He's a year removed from his foot surgery. Last year, I think you can kind of just say it's like kind of a throwaway.
Yeah.
Because if you take the whole sample size of his pro career, that last year was an anomaly.
No, he is the most consistent, or he was the most consistent pro across
I think
the
it's
board.
only fair going into this season that we treat him as not how Alex Rawls was last year, where he was injured and going through something, but how he was every other season. Every other season, he was number 2 in the fucking world. And I think that he's just doesn't quite. I think he's lost a little bit of that luster.
Yeah.
I think this is the perfect opportunity for him to come out maybe and compete for a bracket win and just kind of remind people that he's right there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Knocking on the door.
I mean, I see him practicing all the time. So.
Yeah. He's going to have to go through the winner of, is it, who do I have here?
Forbes, Wilson, or Hoffman?
Is that who it is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so Matt Wilson or Mike Hoffman, they play like game 2 potentially if they were both win. Yeah, it does. 2 of my
couple
favorite
of our
people.
favorite guys.
Yeah.
I think we end up seeing a Forbes Rawls matchup throughout all that.
Yeah, Tony Forbes is just really good, man.
He's a buzzsaw dude.
Yeah,
and singles is his game. Like
correct. And I think that Tony Forbes and Alex Rawls kind of just make sense.
Yeah.
For that side of the bracket. It's tough to count Sammy Soto out though. Right. So I think eventually at the bottom side of the right bracket, we're going to see Forbes and Rawls. And I really just think Sammy Soto kind of takes down the top. And then you're going to see like a Soto versus Alex Rawls or Soto versus Forbes kind of semi. And then they play, if I had to guess right now, maybe Gage Landis for bracket win. Yeah, I mean, so it's.
No, I like that.
D bracket kind of work its way out.
Just killers all around, man.
There are. And honestly,
water everywhere.
I'm not calling any of these easy. I think there's an argument to be made that is the lightest bracket.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on to bracket B. First one was D as in dog. This one's B as in boy. The top seed is Tony Smith. Now, there's been some talk that Tony Smith is just not on his game. And I think we've been in the minority in the camp of believing Tony Smith. Tony Smith told us that he doesn't really consider before the signature season. He's just practicing. He's trying stuff,
tinkering things.
Just fine
shooting
tuning
shots he normally doesn't.
Yeah, correct. And I think we're going to see a different Tony Smith. And he hears the chirping and he sees this written stuff and you'll hear some of the hot takes from Anthony Ione and stuff. And I still am a big believer in Tony Smith, but he does have two savvy veterans in his group. Leston Allen and Cody Henderson are just lurking. And Tony Smith tries to fuck around early on. One of those two guys is going to catch him.
Yeah.
And he's going to find himself in the loser's bracket and he's going to prove a lot of people right. I'm imploring Tony Smith to make us sound smart. I believe that Tony Smith is still a top 5 player in the world. I'm trusting him and that he was just kind of fucking around. And I think that now it's the real season. He's going to lock in.
I mean, until he doesn't, it's game time, baby. Like, to me, you can't bet against him.
He's still the number 1 seed in a bracket.
Yeah,
people need to people are pretending they fell off. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's baffling to me. Can Ryan Trader capture some of his magic from 2 seasons ago? I think a match between AJ Sims is going to give us a great barometer of where his game is at, because we know what we're going to get from AJ Sims.
Yeah.
I mean, he's steady Eddie. He's a top 25 pro player every fucking year he does it. And he's just really good. Like, he's a grinder. If he goes to the loser bracket early, he's going to grind his way to a respectable finish. He can also make a run and push for a bracket win. If Ryan Trader can come out and beat an AJ Sims early on, to me, like, it's a sign of good things to come this season.
Yeah. I mean, you got another year in that body for Ryan Trader now that you're, tall.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it definitely helps. So it wouldn't surprise me, man, if he can turn it on and give some glimpses of what he had in the past. But
yeah,
it's a long road from where he was 2 years ago.
That top left section of the B bracket, to me, the main question is who finds their game?
Yeah.
Is it AJ Sims? Is it Tony Smith? Is it Ryan Trader? And I think one of those 3 guys is going to come out and represent like that little top portion. The bottom is definitely a little bit weaker. You have Mason Trader as like kind of the top seed all the way down at the bottom. He's been solid at all pro levels, and he should handle a subgroup. But guys like Shermer Horn just tend to do solid at big events and have like one key win. But when it comes down to it, I'm willing to give the early benefit of the doubt to Tony Smith. Take him as this side of the bracket, but it's not going to be the easiest roads for the number 1 seed for all the number 1 seeds. On the other side of the bracket, you have Trey Birchfield as the number 2 seed. His subgroup is sneaky tough. He has Nick Meskel and Frank Verona in the mix. So it's just, when I'm looking at immediate matchups, like who you're going to have to play, it's just not the first one I would sign up for.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think, especially early on in these signature events, I think experience matters. And although Trey's still one of the younger dudes, he's been around for so long. Like, I just don't think he gets phased by stuff like that in tough matches early. And it just wouldn't surprise me if we saw a return of form for the robot this year.
It would,
very similar to Rawls, where if you look at the totality of his career, last year was more of kind of an outlier. And again, it's not even like he had that bad of a season.
Yeah.
I think he was still a top 20 player last year in singles.
I mean, at some point, Trey Birchfield has to make the decision of, are you going to be the top echelon elite player that we all know and like sustain it year in and year out, or is it just going to be a roller coaster and you'll just have those seasons where you click? To me, I would hope that he's getting a little bit older, maturing, and can just find the way to show that an old boy can get it done and still be top dogs. I mean, because at the end of the day, top players are still basically OGs in this sport.
Trey Birchfield he finished 8th last year, 1 spot below Logan Chamberlain.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying it was like he's popping back up.
Yeah,
like he's like nearly arrived back to that stature.
I always play the game where when people are like, we're talking about like breaking brackets down and stuff, I'm like, you have to play the would you be surprised game. Would you be surprised if Trey Birchfield won a bracket?
No.
Okay, then he can win. Like, that's really what it comes down to in cornhole. Very rarely has it happened where there's a complete fucking and utter shock that someone wins.
True.
Really, when it comes down to it. Let's see. Hunter Thorson's been a name on the rise. He can make a believer out of me if he can take down his subgroup. Tanner Halpert, Adrian Brunson kind of lurk in the mix. I mean, that's, if you can take down one of those two guys, I mean, that to me, that's a kind of a statement right there. Derek Holland's also right there, just below him. He's just a consistent stud. He's not flashy. He just runs bags and hits airmails with the best of them. But I think Bobby Hunt is really talented, but I just don't see him taking the section away from Holland. Like I really don't. As boring as it is, you know what I mean? It's just kind of vanilla. Yeah.
You just love calling the Hollands vanilla, man.
They are though. They offer nothing. And listen, he's a very nice guy. We've talked to him off the court. He's a very nice guy. Just when he plays, offers nothing. Doesn't give a whole lot of emotion. Even the way he throws is kind of boring. And I don't know. I think the bracket winner could come out of this section. Riker Wells showed us early last year why he was kind of a name to remember.
For sure.
And Justin Rule just seems to get better every year. And I think you're going to hear his name pretty early on, I think, in the draft process.
I agree. I mean, you can't pass up a dude that's consistently throwing like 11s.
Oh, yeah.
It's insane.
I love this bracket. We can kind of get an old school Birchfield versus Windsor, or we can get newer guns like Ty Thompson and Riker Wells. In the end, it's probably going to be Tony Smith and like Hunter Thorson or something. You know what I mean? This seems kind of what it falls through. It just feels like it's going to be something like that. But again, I think Trey Birchfield, it does not surprise me if we start seeing glimpses of
a lot of
dominance.
Question marks in this bracket. This will be a fun bracket
this
to
is
follow
for
along
sure.
through.
B feels like a toss-up, and it shouldn't.
Yeah.
If Tony Smith is playing to his potential, we look at this bracket very differently.
True.
Right?
Very true. Yeah.
All right. So bracket C, we're going to do this a little bit different. The next to last two, because I titled this one just Buckle the Fuck Up. All right, both of these. So bracket C, the top seed is Mark Richards. His primary challengers, so he's on the left side of the bracket. So his primary challengers on the left side of the bracket are Landon Crabtree, Jimmy Humans, Matt Guy, Quinn Reeves, Devin Harbaugh. That's pretty loaded, right? That's a lot of people, like potential people like you might have to go through. Now, interestingly enough, Mark Richards and Matt Guy will meet pretty early on. They would meet in like the quarters of of that side of the bracket. So like game 2 or 3, they would face off. So it's a game that just you want to pay attention to what courts are being broadcast as where, and you know that that's going to be a featured match and whatever 100%. Court is having C, and they're kind of putting a star by that one. Devin Harbaugh, what does he do? I mean, we all know how good you can be, but you're against Mark Richards. You know what I mean? Like, it's
got to nut up or shut up.
Yeah.
It's like early on in that one.
It's going to be a tough, it feels like that's going to be very tough to come out. Like the winner, how could it not come out of the left?
Yeah.
You got Richards, Matt Guy, Devin Harbaugh. Like, I mean, seriously. But then you go over and you scroll, you know, I mean, you use your cursor and you go over to the right side, and then you see sitting at the top is Logan Chamberlain. And his primary challengers are guys like Ryan Wiedenfeld, Cash Chamness, Sebastian Schaefer Ford. So again, not quite as deep. But again, we all think that Logan Chamberlain is one of the best players in the world.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't always work where it ends up being 1 versus 2, but goddamn, I'd be lying if I didn't say I wanted to see a Mark Richards versus Logan Chamberlain final.
I'd love to know what the Cash Chamness versus Logan Chamberlain like tally is right now.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It got to be like 50-50.
Yeah. Yeah. I think again, names to remember. We said it before, primary challengers. Keep an eye on Ryan Wiedenfeld this year, and I'm not stealing this from Trey Ryder. Like, it killed me when I heard that one of his hot takes was that Wiedenfeld was going to win a signature this year.
I mean, we've been saying it since he announced with Roybal that like we really like
he's a Draggin Bags guy. Correct. And again, like I remember when Dan was talking to us about who he was thinking of signing, and he's like, "What do you think of him?" I'm like, dude, he's stud. Yeah. I think he hasn't even shown his full potential. You know, his first year was blown up by tragedy. Next year was kind of getting used to it and still playing very solid. And then this year, I mean, it's just, where did he finish up at actually? Let's look that real fast.
We just pulling it up. But yeah, no, I agree 100%. Like, this kid's been growing before our eyes.
He was 45th last year.
Yeah, all right. So to me, top 25 this year.
Correct. So that's what I would. Yeah, exactly. So and that takes some sort of consistency.
Yeah.
Again, he has
or
this
a
style
single
of,
win.
He has a style of game that matches up very well against a Logan Chamberlain too. Yeah. I would just like to see him just take a fucking second sometimes. Like, he just rapid fires.
He does rifle bags.
Yeah, man. And just, he doesn't have the great awareness. Now, that was the same thing we used to say about like Gavin Cano and Logan Chamberlain, all these guys before they made that next step where they're like locked in at top 5 position, they made smarter choices. Mm-hmm. If Wiedenfeld can do that, I think it's going to be a very good season for him.
Part of growing up.
Again, I think when it comes down to it, I would like to see Mark Richards and Logan Chamberlain. I think Logan Chamberlain is arguably one of the hottest players in the country right now.
For sure. He has been the last.
Yeah, I think this would be a big statement piece for him too. Yeah. So it wouldn't shock me if we get chalk there. Bracket A, no easy task for the king. We got Jamie Graham sitting there at top, number 1 overall seed. His top challengers are Ryan Smith, Noah Almanza, Chris Roybal, Spencer Fabunar, Braden Wilson, Ethan Walker.
Jesus God.
Can you talk about a gauntlet for bracket A
God,
on just the left side?
That is brutal.
We
Good
have
Lord.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys on that left side. They're not all of them can go that far.
No.
So
They cannot.
two to three of those names are going to place very low and might have to use this as their dropped one.
Yeah.
That is crazy because all 7 of those names are very good players. Who do you like out of that?
I mean, obviously Jamie Graham is my 1A, but Fabunar and Braden Wilson and Ethan Walker and Roybal and Almanza if Almanza's cooking, or Ryan Smith can sneak in there if people are not at their best. Like Ryan Smith will punish you if you make a mistake, but all of those other
It
guys
almost
have the
seems
chance to
unfair
take it down.
with how stacked bracket A is, right?
Yeah, dude.
All right, so we have established that left side. On the right side, we have Gavin Cano as the number 2 seed. His primary challengers, Nico Morales versus Hunter Thorne is second round. Please, I hope that happens. So
that'd be
one of the
sweet.
winner of those, Jacob Trzynski, Colin Hodet, Justin Burton Jr., Eddie Grindersleeve, and Eric Davis.
Damn, man, that's
I
another
mean,
killer
that's what I'm
too.
saying. I mean, it's like another 7, 8 names.
Now, who would you rather be though? Would you rather be Jamie or Gavin?
Gavin.
I agree.
Yeah. 100%.
I'm just looking at like all the rollbacks you're gonna
Okay, so I look at these lists as how many guys do I see that I truly believe right now could win a bracket? Jamie Graham, Spencer Fabunar, Ethan Walker on that side. Or to me, the 3 guys realistically that I would pick to win a bracket. On the other side, Gavin Cano, Jacob Trzynski, Colin Hodet. That's it. No, and Eric Davis. I'll give you even Eric Davis. So he can go fucking crazy. He's weird enough. He just
in
does some weird
singles
shit.
too. You just never know what that kid's gonna pull off.
Yeah, man. I think it's tough. It's tough. I think that it's tough to bet against Jamie Graham in these situations. But again, Jamie Graham has not always consistency has not always been his thing.
Yeah.
Like he has had up and down seasons. And now historically speaking, his issue has been like after he has that MVP season, the next year is really good, just not MVP. Do we see a lackluster? I don't know. It doesn't. He just every time he shows up, he just tends to do.
I just don't get why it's such a big like. Why aren't some of these names spread out through some of these other brackets?
I think that this is. Remember, these are like the top 100 players.
Yeah, I know.
This is the cream of the crop. Like this is what's fun about looking at this stuff. Like these, there's a bunch of names I'm leaving out that we could talk about, and that are, obviously there's names that I'd not mentioned that somebody's going to go on a run. It happens all the time. Could be like a David Morse.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Somebody that just is just rock solid and making a run. But that was just my.
It's just hard because bracket A's name power.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
It has so many guys in it that are just like household names. It's kind of nuts.
There's so many that it almost makes you want, like if you're betting on it, like it almost makes you want to stay completely away from any of those guys just because you don't know, because it is kind of a toss up.
Yeah.
Like you want to say Jamie Graham's like slam dunk, like easy, but like it's not that easy. Ethan Walker's already won an open.
Yeah.
Like, he's ready to kind of prove himself this year. I think he's ready to take that next step forward. And across again, you have Gavin Cano, who's just waiting for his moment. So I can't wait. It's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be a good first one, man. I'm excited because these things are just absolute gauntlets.
All right,
man.
so let's pull up Adam Hister and let's see. He's in bracket A for doubles.
All right,
so we're gonna pull this
bracket
up. And I'm gonna just do this real quick. Doubles is pretty little faster. Number 1 overall seed, no surprises, Tony Smith and Mark Richards. In their immediate subgroup, I mean this with all the respect in my heart, I don't think that they have a whole lot of challengers. Now, interestingly enough, Miranda Coy is partnered with Caleb Chambers. I didn't realize that this year.
Oh, I didn't know that
As
either.
a pro partner.
Good
Okay, so this is just something to know. Just shout out to Justin Stranger and Kyle Petering. They're our boys.
Oh, hell yeah.
But give me Tony Smith and Mark Richards so far. Right below that, Adam Hissner and Trey Birchfield. They roll through theirs. Yes. Okay, yeah, they already got a bye anyway, so we're good. All right, so yeah, that's interesting. Now, Adam Hissner and Trey Birchfield, they'll have to go through Noah Almanza and Riker Wells. They're a very interesting pair. They're just quirky enough that we've seen Almanza how good he can be.
Yeah.
If he can stay locked in and take it seriously and execute shots, man, they can be a sneaky team that no one's really thinking about top 10 right now.
I feel like their
They can
energy
sneak-
together
Yeah,
is going to
man.
be
Like,
sneaky good, and they're going to. I mean, now it might not translate in the very first signature, but it could. It could pop off right away.
all right, well, who do you like, Hissner, Birchfield, or Almanza Wells? Who would you take?
In this first one, I'll take Hissner Birchfield.
And then who would you take over? Would you take Smith Richard still?
I think that game would be a toss up if they
Well, who are you
if they
taking?
meet. Give me Hissner Birchfield.
All right, I'll take Smith and Richard, sir. All right, and then on the other side of the bracket, we have Derek Holland and Alex Rawls. Man, you have Jeff Reynolds, Lucas Householder, and then Landon Crabtree and Caitlin Allshouse. Eddie Grindersleeve and Braden Wilson.
That'll be an interesting one to see how they kick
Yeah,
off.
that's kind of it. Yeah, that is a very interesting one. Eddie, what bags are they throwing? Are they Logic?
Honestly, I have no idea. Did they go AAR?
Are they,
Yeah, I think they are AAR.
You're right. Good call. Yep. So Eddie Grindersleeve, Braden Wilson, Derek Holland, Alex Rawls. Those are pretty much the teams you're going to be worrying about. It's again Alex Rawls. I'm a believer in Derek Holland. They're kind of just that rock steady team.
Yeah.
I probably would expect them to take care of business and then meet up against Smith and Richards here. So that's solid bracket A. Doubles is nice because just so many less people.
I think we're going to get Smith Richards versus Birchfield.
AJ Sims
and Hissner twice.
We're going through bracket C. The top seed in bracket C is Logan Chamberlain and Gavin Cano. In their immediate subgroup, they're getting a little bit fucked here. Eric Davis and Austin Waskow, the same one, and then Sam Finley and Gina Ramirez. So that's not the easiest little sub bracket.
It's
No,
not.
honestly, if you're gonna win, you got to beat good teams. We know that.
You do.
Do you want to face them like the second game? Not necessarily.
Not all
if
the
you can
time.
avoid it, yeah. If you can avoid it, you might want to avoid it. Still on that side, you have Justin Rule and AJ Sims, which that doesn't make any. It wasn't who's Sims playing? Is that who he's playing?
Maybe
with this
Justin
year?
Rule.
Who's Devin Harbaugh playing with?
I don't know. Well, I guess we'll find out.
Wasn't it AJ Sims?
I thought that's what it was. They part ways.
Looking to add a new shelled friend to your reptile collection? Tortoisetown offers the absolute best selection of healthy, captive-bred tortoises for sale online. We ship directly to your home or business and offer every type of tortoise species, ranging from the tiniest of tortoises to the largest species. This includes everything from the Eastern Hermans and Russian tortoise to the medium-sized tortoises like redfoots and cherryheads. We also offer large tortoises like leopard tortoises, African sulcata tortoises, and one of the largest tortoises in the world, the Aldabra tortoise. Visit us online at www.tortoisetown.com.
Okay. Am I losing my mind? Was that not announced?
I thought for sure that was announced.
Okay. Now I'm thinking I'm losing my mind or something.
I'm looking it up for us.
I'm having a complete. There's so many years of partnerships that are like scrolling through my head right now, and I if I'm wrong, I'm gonna feel like an idiot. But I thought that's who it was. Maybe this is a typo. All right,
Keep going through
all
it.
right.
That's all right. I'll search.
Also in the same little subsection down here is another sneaky good team: Ryan Wiedenfield, Chris Roybal. You got to keep an name on them. Jeremiah Stewart and Jacob Harrison, though, I don't think they're a team that a lot of people know the names of, but keep an eye on them. I'm going to be very interested to see. I want to see them take down their first game, and then that matchup against Wiedenfield and Roybal is one that I would really like to see. I think it has a lot of potential to be very telling on what's going on there. But when it comes down to it, you got to give Chamberlain and Cano the nod, but it's not going to be the easiest road with Davis and Waskow right there. The other side of the bracket, we have Guy Nation. Brett Guy, Matt Guy. Yeah, Devin Harbaugh and AJ Sims. I'm not losing my mind, right? This
You're
says
not.
AJ
It
Sims.
says it on. It says
Right?
September 15th.
Justin Rule, AJ Sims. Right? It says it here, correct?
It certainly
I just wanna
does.
make
Can
sure.
confirm.
Okay. I want to pay attention to see if I can find. I'll type in Harbaugh next and see. On the other side of the bracket here, we have Guy Nation sitting at the top. In their immediate subsection, we have an interesting new pairing. We have Shermer Horn and Nico Morales. You also have Ryan Smith and Jaden Ellis. Jaden Ellis is like 3 years removed from being the junior player that like everyone thought no one could beat.
Yeah.
So I'm very interested to see how that team does this year.
I think they'll be solid.
Yeah, I think they're top 30 team,
Yeah.
probably top 25 team.
For sure.
But I don't
put
know if
them
they're
there.
going to win a bracket yet.
I mean, Jaden Ellis he kind of strikes me as someone that's maybe doing more things than just cornhole in his life.
I think Schermerhorn and Morales are either going to work or it's just going to be not, or it's not going to
or
work.
just they're drinking, having a good time.
Yeah. So
Either way, sometimes that can work though. For the right guys.
we have the Hunter squared, Hunter Thorson, and Hunter Thorn. They're
Scary duo this year.
in their immediate subsection is Tanner Halper, Ty Thompson, which is
See how that experiment's going to work.
Yeah,
I like the duo to a point.
if I'm looking at all these guys, you want to give the nod to Guy Nation, but they haven't quite gotten over that hump yet.
Yeah, I mean,
consistently.
can they lock in early enough to?
Dude, give me
get through?
Halpert and Ty Thompson.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah, just give me. I want to see. It's weird enough that I think it could work.
To me, like all you got to do is just put.
Tanner specifically went after a personality like Ty.
Yeah,
Okay, that's what I was told. He wanted to throw with somebody.
a little fiery.
Correct.
Yeah, someone
Something-
that's like his old OG partner, a little louder. You know.
All right, so that
Shout
was
out to EZ, baby.
that was bracket C. I want to look up Devin Harbaugh and see what's going on. Maybe he can't make it. But who's Justin Rule normally playing with? That's what's so fucked up. Interesting. Devin Harbaugh does not have a doubles.
But you said his name in singles.
Yeah, so he has a singles bracket. Interesting. All right, let's keep going through this. There's another name I haven't seen yet. Braden Wilson, I saw. Bright Guy, I saw. Keaton House, I saw. Chris Roywall, I saw. All right, so this is the B bracket in doubles.
Okay.
Number 1 seed is Jamie Graham and Jacob Trasinski. In their immediate subsection, they should roll. You got like Frank Modlin, Steve Schroeder, Gabe Dolan, Daryl Saylor. Now, another team that I think that is going to be very fun. Can you sign me up for the match right now? David Morris and Ethan Walker against Graham and Trasinski. Like, let's
100%.
see. Let's see it.
Yeah.
Like, Walker and Morris want to be considered a top 5 team. Beat a team like Graham and Trasinski, and then you're immediately in that conversation.
I've never heard David Morse so confident.
Yeah,
before
and I'm
going
excited.
into a
They're
season,
excited
so-
about the partnership. I'm excited.
Yeah.
On the other side of that bracket, the top seed, if I can get there, but my app is just losing its mind right now. Really? Sweet.
Losing its mind.
That's great.
I feel special right now because I know I'm watching the same thing as Mark
The
Richards.
fuck was
Notre Dame basketball's on right now, so
I don't
just
remember
feel
who's
special.
whose name I clicked on.
I don't either.
Ethan Walker. There we go. Boom. Doubles B. Okay. Other side of the bracket. Top seed is Jordan Power and Chris Kingsbury. Another team you kind of forget about a little
Yeah.
bit. But I
like
kinda
that. I
love it.
like the pairing.
Yeah,
dude.
man. I think it's gonna be very interesting.
It's gonna be a team that just pours bags in the hole, and they're gonna be tough to
They
beat.
should handle their business. A team that's interesting. I want to see how their dynamic together work. Costanza and Sliker. They're both individually very good.
Yeah.
I'll be interested to see how they work as a doubles team. And then you have Jimmy Humans and Ian Cripps. They're just going to show up every.
Yeah, I
they're
mean,
just going to be solid.
nobody wants to face them.
Nope. Colin Powers and Richard Nyberg are interesting. I think they're
Potential to be like a sneaky.
Yeah, they're one of those teams that could be like a breakout team or
Yeah.
something. All right, so that's next. And then who else? So we're missing C. Who is like the other really good doubles team last year, Dane? Logan Chamberlain, we had Richards. We had I think another name that I
Let's
haven't
look here.
seen. So I'm going through all these. Justin Bird Jr. I've not seen them. It's D bracket. Here we go.
All right.
All right, so number 1 seed here is Sammy Soto and Colby Shearer for the D bracket in doubles. In the same subsection, you hate to see it, man. Some of these just don't make sense. They seem like they're almost like too loaded up. So you have Sammy Soto and Colby Shearer, Bobby Hunt and Chad Hunt, and then Gage Landis and Colin Hodet. All in the same little subgroup in doubles. Like, that's a very strong subgroup.
It is.
Right below that, we have the Trader brothers, Ryan and Mason. And then you have Sarah Cassidy, Matt Wilson, and then you have Spencer Fabunar and Tony Forbes. This side of the bracket just is loaded. I mean, you have like one half of Team Brotherhood just sitting there. Yeah, the D bracket
It's a
sucks.
scary one. Yeah.
It sucks for doubles. On the other side of the bracket, we have Justin Burton Jr. and Cash Chamness. They should handle their business just fine in their subsection. And then we have Jeremiah Hector and Zach Akins.
Scary young bucks right there.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully Hoffman and Leston Allen can make a little noises here.
Knock them out right early.
Right away. All
Right
right,
away.
so that was doubles. I'm excited.
Did you find
Can't
C
wait.
bracket?
Yeah, I did.
Did you?
Yeah, we went over it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
We went over all 4. All right. So teams draft. Let's recap. Now, we just checked. I will check literally as we're talking through this. Dave, do you want to go for the draft order real fast?
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
who the
So, all right.
known keepers are.
Teams draft. It's first pick is Kentucky Colonels. Their only known keeper that we know of right now is Matt Guy. And then second pick is Virginia Cutters. They signed Devin Harbaugh and Clayton Kennedy. Number 3 is California Slingers, and they have Tony Forbes and Spencer Fabunar. Number 4 is Texas Bullybaggers, and they have Logan Chamberlain and Gabe Clausen. Pick number 5 goes to the Georgia Sliders.
We're guessing.
We're assuming that they're going to go Mark Richards and Tony Smith, but cannot confirm that quite yet. Pick number 6, the Arizona Burn, starting off with Caitlin Allshouse and Riley Schaff. Pick number 7, Florida Freeze, Trey Birchfield and Adam Hissner. Pick number 8, Chicagoland Spinners with Ethan Walker, Colin Hodet.
Gotta love it.
Carolina Coasters at number 9 with Jamie Graham, Jacob Trzynski, and the great enigma is pick number 10 for the Las Vegas High Rollers. We do not know which way Rich Chamness and the BG boys are going to go.
So I have a little list of, to me, I put together like my best available on that list. Now, the first 3 names on that best available list are Kano, Soto, and Waskow. I'm believing that Las Vegas High Rollers are probably going to have 2 of those 3 players.
I would assume so.
What I've been told through the grapevine is that I was thinking originally, maybe Cash would obviously go to Las Vegas. His dad owns a team. Why would Cash get paid by his dad when he can get paid by somebody else? Like, Cash is most likely going to get drafted.
True, but when your dad's already going to have to be paying somebody anyways, might as well keep in the family. It's the difference.
Correct. Might be a wash though.
Yeah.
Might be a way to pay for something else. So I don't think that's going to happen. So if I had to guess who it's going to be, it would make the most sense to me if they did Kano and Soto. They have history together. They've been really good. Either one can play singles. Or you just already have your lockdown doubles team.
True.
Right? Like, to me, that makes the most sense. But if you throw an Austin Wask out there, you can't be mad about that. I think it also makes sense.
Yeah.
I think that you play the name game a little bit. And I think that if you leave Kano or Soto available, they're getting taken and you have 0 chance of getting them 10. I'm not saying you have an excellent chance of getting them at 10, at Waskow at 10. I think it's better than getting one of the other 2.
True.
So if I were Rich and this is what I were doing, that's probably what the 2 guys that I would approach and try to sign right away.
Yeah.
All right. So the first round, I put together kind of a mock draft. It makes it tough when we don't know quite all the franchise guys. So I'm guessing with the Las Vegas High Rollers, the one that's tough is Kentucky. I don't quite know. I'm going to make a stab in the dark and say they signed Cash Chamness.
I think that's kind of the way that
he played for him last
maybe
year.
Lean to. Yeah.
It makes sense. We've heard
it doesn't
that
make sense for them to sign Brett Guy because they could probably get him in the draft.
they're going to draft him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't really make sense going that route anyways. So I think another name besides Cash that could be mentioned is the guy that was very good on the broadcast last year. He was like 5-0 on the broadcast with a PPR over 11.
Yeah.
All right. 4 teams events. And he kind of managed the team. We talked to Matt Guy. He gave this guy all the credit. would it be crazy shocking if he went Justin Rule?
I think it's a really smart choice, especially from a guy that's 5-0 on broadcast.
Especially for a guy like Matt, who, yes, he's a franchise player, but like, I don't know like if how much responsibilities there are going to be for players and like management and stuff, but like Justin clearly knows the stuff. They made it to the finals last year drafting that team. So maybe Matt puts in a good word. So it wouldn't shock me if they maybe went there again.
Yeah, it wouldn't shock me either.
All right. But again, that's a complete shot in the dark. I'm not really sure. Again, like if a Sammy Soto or somebody's there, I think they would take Sammy.
True.
You don't know. All right. Number 2, you have Virginia Cutters. Trying to stay on the local brand. They signed Harbaugh, and then they won Clayton Kennedy. To me, missing out on the number 1 juniors player who lives in your backyard in Virginia and not Gabe Clausen is a huge
it's an
miss
airball.
in the beginning.
Airball and a half.
Especially now, I don't know the order of when everyone was agreed to.
Yeah.
But Virginia announced Clayton Kennedy signing well before Texas announced that they signed Gabe Clausen. So like to me, it's like I don't know. It doesn't really make sense.
Bit of an oversight, but I mean, who's to say that Clayton Kennedy doesn't come in and ball out though?
We have not talked to the ownership yet from Virginia.
No,
but I've heard through the grapevine that it seems like they're trying to do very like local branding stuff. So to me, if that's the most important like thing early in this draft, to me, it, like a Ryan Smith makes sense. He's kind of like the next best player from that area, maybe. I don't know. It's again, this is a tough one from there. I don't know.
Yeah, because I mean, it's not like in Virginia itself, it's not a crazy hotbed.
If they're
of players,
not
there
obsessed with, if they're okay with like, hey, we got our 2 Virginia guys. Look, there are 2 Virginia boys from here, and then they're saying best guy available. It's not crazy for me to think that they go like Zach Aiken or something. This can be a name that you're going to keep hearing, but I think he's kind of like the number 1 junior that would be the next name up kind of thing. So, pick 3, you have the California Slingers. I mean, basically, AKA Team Brotherhood.
And their first pick was already taken.
Fabianar and Forbes, fantastic start.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to kind of go about that.
But then the one guy that they were hoping was going to be there ended up getting scooped up by the Spinners and Colin Hodat.
Correct. So to me, the best player available that's also a Brotherhood player, and it's not like you're reaching down very far, is Gage Landis.
Yeah.
So to me, it kind of makes sense. You already have Fabianar and Forbes. That could be your stud doubles team. You have Landis who is only getting better at singles every year. It kind of makes sense to me that you would go Landis here.
Now, who is Forbes playing with again?
Fabianar.
They're the doubles team together. So, because like either one of them could go play singles too.
100%.
So
and Gage Landis could play with anybody. That's what I'm saying. Like if you keep it as a team, you want talent at some point.
And I'm just trying to think of the other Brotherhood guys.
Hunter Thorson is another guy I think that could be considered in that spot.
True. Okay.
Here again, I think you play the name game. I think if I'm Brent and I'm sitting there and I'm watching how this is unfolding, I'm taking Gage Landis if he falls there. And I don't think Hunter Thorson is going to get picked before he comes back up to me.
There's a good chance that he
Gage Landis, through, I don't think makes it back.
I don't think he does. No, he had
and this again, there's no. We just interviewed Hunter.
Yeah,
great dude, really like him. You got to play the name game a little bit. Hunter or Gage is put in the grind. He's known by a few more people, I think.
True.
Texas Bully Baggers are interesting. They started with Logan Chamberlain and then they gobbled up Gabriel Clausen. So they already have their junior. All right. So that is important to kind of note. So you can already cross it off. I'm assuming they're going to want to go Texas heavy. It just makes sense. There's already so much talent there. I think if Austin Waskow is available, Austin Waskow makes all the sense in the world to kind of go that route. I think either Cano, Soto, Waskow, whoever's left over, Texas would be wise to get them there.
It'd be brilliant too. I mean, for marketing, they're all from Texas.
Correct.
If any of 3 of those fall in your lap, hi-ho.
Again, even like a Justin Burton Jr. or something like that. It just kind of makes sense there.
Would you put JBJ over AJ Sims? Let's say
yes.
Cano, Soto, Waskow, all off the table.
Yes.
Ty Thompson over AJ Sims.
Yes.
Ty Thompson over.
Well, Ty Thompson's still a junior.
Yeah.
Is he? No, I don't think he is anymore.
No, yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I think he's
here. If I were the Colonels, and you get cash, what I would seriously consider doing this year, I would use my first pick on probably Justin Bird Jr.
Yeah. Get his pro partner.
You have Matt Guy in singles. You have Cash and Justin Burton Jr. for your doubles team, and then your next two are you're going to draft. Yeah, your next 3 rounds you get some tandem guys, right?
Yeah,
like that. To me, that would make the most sense. Not knowing who the Colonel's second guy though, that's what changes everything in this fucking draft.
Yeah,
it's really hard doing this, and that's what is pissing me off. That it is now December 30th at 10 p.m. They have until the 31st at I don't even know what time.
I thought it was noon.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, like they're running out of time here, and it's pissing me off. Like we waited as long as we could to record this episode, and it's still not fucking
not done.
So again, like this mock draft could be completely out of the water, but that's why it's mock. Where were we at? All right, so number 5, the Georgia Sliders. They're kind of their team lucky bag starts off with about as good as you can. Tony Smith, Mark Richards, really good.
Yeah.
If Zach Aiken is here, Zach Aiken used to be a lucky bags guy. I'm almost positive last year. I don't know what the relationship is. I don't think he's throwing lucky bags this year, but it definitely makes sense to kind of go there. You can gobble up a junior who's a really good player.
And he's like one of the hottest throwers in the country right now.
Makes sense that they would kind of go that route. If they don't go that route, I don't really know where they go. Again, you have Mark Richards and Tony Smith. Who's making the calls? Is it Mike? Is it like he wants to go all lucky bags? Is it like I don't know who else
would he would have?
I don't know. I think another name that could be considered just because he used to be lucky bags is Eric Davis.
True.
And I think if you take Eric Davis, you might be screwing over Carolina Coasters plan slid down the road maybe a little bit. Mm-hmm. That's another name that I can kind of consider throwing there. But I think in this version, Zach Aiken hasn't been taken yet. I think that Georgia would take Zach Aiken there.
Yeah, I think so.
And then you have the next pick at number 6. You have the Arizona Burn. Now, in a world where you start with Caitlin Allshouse and Riley Schaff as your 2 picks, I don't think at that point there's very much secret in behind a strategy. The only strategy that really makes sense at that point is if you're going for an all-women's team.
Yeah.
Right? And honestly, if you think about it, you're not going to have any competition. We haven't mentioned another female. And again, this is zero disrespect. But historically speaking, women haven't done as well against men.
Yeah, I mean, in the
pro
pros,
division.
In the pro division, yeah, 100%.
You're going to hear a lot about this conversation in the interview next. We bring it up, and that's a big point. And they don't come out and directly say their strategy. Obviously, the draft hasn't happened yet, but we can kind of
be remiss to not jump to conclusions.
I think we're going to probably see Sam Finley and Gina Ramirez and or either one as probably their next 2 picks.
Yeah.
And then to see where they go after that, that's where I'm interested.
100%. Yeah, it'll be I mean, I think they got free picks if they're going on the all women's team. Because honestly, it might take the pressure off of the other teams to feel the need to have to bring them on if they don't feel like reaching.
Correct. All right. So you have Florida Freeze, you have Hissner and Birchfield. It's just pretty much a solid start as you can get to. You don't have to worry about it. You know, you've got your number 1 doubles team. Yeah, I mean, they're really good. I think if Aiken is gone,
Alex
Rawls makes a lot of sense, right?
100%.
You're staying in Florida. We've been mentioning his name a whole lot. Like I think he typically wouldn't have lasted this long had he not had a down year.
Falling to you at 7 is
correct.
a gift. I mean,
that's you don't think about it. It's like getting Puka at like pick 9 and you're like, do I really just fuck you? You don't. You thank
Sean,
everybody for being stupid.
Yourself.
100%. That's why I brought him up purposely.
Still, Sean.
But thank you, Bijan Robinson, by the way, for that amazing performance. Anyways, so yeah, I would probably think Alex Rawls would be a nice selection there. You have the Chicagoland Spinners, who come out of nowhere. I have no idea who their ownership is.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody does. I was asking around today, and like they haven't announced it. You have Colin Hodet and Ethan Walker as a start. Like, are we putting this team together?
Right,
like,
dude.
Did we buy this team?
I love both of those guys. Definitely think it's a good start because either way you go with your next pick, you have a singles guy ready to go.
If Brotherhood is dumb enough to let Gage Landis fall,
that's your pick.
And you're setting yourself up with Ethan Walker in single, and then Landis and Hodet in doubles. That is one of the strongest teams instantly going into every matchup.
100%.
In my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's almost like it's very important. I think looking at how this is breaking down for them to do that.
Yeah,
I really do. You don't want to give like Hodet and Landis like another game together. You know what I mean? Where they're just going to be playing.
And
very,
even
very well.
if he's gone. Let's say Gage Landis does get taken. I mean, some of these names that are left here.
Who did I write there? Let's scroll down. I don't remember who else I was saying. Yeah. Okay. So this is where I was trying to look at that list and
Yeah.
come up with names. I was thinking a guy like Landon Crabtree. He's kind of like in
I
that
was thinking
friend
of
group.
your second one here was Riker
Riker
Wells.
Wells.
Yeah, I think like either one of those guys could definitely fit into this mix very well. And again, insert here for anything that they want to play.
Correct.
Because you can always snag Ethan's doubles partner, I think, in the next round.
That's kind of what I was already thinking too.
Because, I mean, and David Morse is a...
Would it shock me if they grab David Morse here? No, but again, like you're saying, you play the name game. David Morse is not going to get drafted by the coasters.
Well, you're
or the high
also
rollers.
number 8, so you do have a short turnaround coming back.
That's what I'm saying.
So then you just you try to take best available there and stock your team up a little bit.
Correct.
And then, even though you might not need them because you're going to end up throwing Hoda in singles anyways.
Well, it's
always nice to have someone in your back pocket because these guys might not make all of them.
Well, I'm trying to remember like who played like on the Crew Cup teams together.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's, I want little vibes. Crabtree, Riker Wells kind of fits, like, you know what I mean? Like the same, you know what I mean? So it just kind of makes sense to me. Number 9, Carolina Coasters. Your reigning champs are here. I think it makes sense for them to snag Eric Davis here if he's still there.
Yeah.
This is essentially Team AAR. Davis is a sponsored player who's been a coaster already. I just
And you're
think
just
you have
setting yourself up for singles.
yeah,
done,
you don't have to
ready
try very hard, or you just throw Davis and Graham together.
Yeah.
Have played tournaments, or
I mean, just as
any
scary as we
combination.
were saying, Hodet and Landis with Ethan Walker.
Yeah.
Imagine that one with fucking Trzynski, Graham, and then have Eric Davis for single. That's scary too.
Correct. If my predictions are correct and the high rollers start with Kano and Soto, then like signing JBJ or Ty Thompson to me would be like a great
Beautiful start. Yeah.
Just go back to back. You're starting off with those 4. You know what I mean? Like you're taking 2 more people away from who Texas might want to sign. You know what I mean? Like it
If
makes
you go
sense to
those
me.
2 and assume that they're going to throw doubles together, I would take Ty Thompson over JBJ. I think he's the better.
Well, remember,
singles
you're going to get
player
back to
right
back though.
now. I know. Or I mean, yeah, I guess you could just take them both. And
Yeah, but it doesn't matter though. Okay, so this is important. I think we went over this last week, but where you're drafted depends on the amount of money you're getting. So like if you're a franchise player, you're making somewhere in the ballpark of $4,000 to $6,000.
Yeah.
If you're a first round draft pick, what we're talking about, you're making in the neighborhood of $2,000 to $3,000. Go and scroll down just a hair. In the second round, all right, you're making in the neighborhood of $1,500 to $2,500. So it does matter.
It
About
does.
$1,000 or $500 or so where you're drafted. So they want to get drafted as early as they could. So that does matter a little bit. But I can't wait for this.
Dude, I'm pumped, man. It's going to be so much fun.
So the ACL announced officially. I think they originally said it was going to be 6:30, but I'm assuming because of like singles finals and all that stuff, they pushed it to 6.
It's 6,
So starting at 6. Dane and I are going to be going live on Facebook. We're going to be doing kind of like a reaction show kind of thing to like not completely a simulcast, but like more of like a reaction show to the draft and stuff like that. So we hope people will enjoy that. And then we're going right into a happy hour. And the happy hour is going to be fun because we have a bunch of people kind of plan to join the happy hour.
Yeah.
Some team owners, some pro players we're working on getting. So if you're a Patreon member or if you're ever thinking about supporting the show and becoming a Patreon member, this is the time to do it. We are kicking off the ACL fucking season. If you are a cornhole fan, if you enjoy following the ACL stuff, I'm telling you, Patreon's worth it. Just today, I think I posted 2 or 3 times. Anything I come up with, if I'm just breaking down brackets and I just type random stuff out, that's where you're getting all the insider information. You get to do happy hour, stuff like that. It's just, now's the time to do it.
Hell yeah.
$5 a month.
$5.
All that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And 10 gets even more bonus
And
stuff.
chit chat with all the people we were planning on having come on after. It's going to be
Oh, it's going to be fun.
I mean, we'll just say it to get people to join in, but some of the team owners are going to jump on right after the draft.
Team
tell us
owners,
about the
players.
experience.
Yeah, we're going to have some
gonna be
players.
fun.
Yeah. Like guys like Ethan Walker and I might even try to get Logan Chamberlain.
Now, depending
on, you know
on
what I mean?
if they're in singles finals, I mean that's popping up right after that. So some of the
that's
players
true.
might not
That's
be
true.
able to
That's very
join in.
true.
We'll
very
see
true.
who's able to and who's not.
But it's going to be, I want to kind of do like a watch party for singles as well.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like that's kind of what we're going to incorporate all this stuff in. But hopefully I've been looking forward to doing this. I think this is kind of very much in our wheelhouse. I'm going to do everything I can to be as prepared as I can. I'm going to try to work on some graphics that we can pull up as players
I don't think
drafted.
we need to go all that.
Oh, we're going
That's
to.
why they're going to have
So-
them for the ACL.
I know.
So we just need
So-
to talk about them.
So it's going to be fun. So we'll break it down and then, we'll be live in the chat and all that stuff. So might be even bringing a guest or 2 every once in a while.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it. So, all right. Well, you want to cue the rap one?
Ooh, do I ever?
Do it.
Oop, hang on. Here we go.
All right, you can reach us at Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and some of the other ones at Big Ass Cornhole.
Then there's Facebook, Big Ass Cornhole Podcast.
Yep.
And thanks to Draggin Bags.
They're the best.
They're the greatest. I mean, they make the greatest cornhole bag. It's literally called that. So if you want to get your hands on it, head over to Draggin Bags with a Z.com
Really should.
and pick it up today, man.
And again, this is, I mean, it's technically a paid advertisement, but like these bags are really good.
They're fucking legit, man.
And I know everyone was
I'm
scared to
itching
death.
to go back and play.
Everyone's scared to death. Like, oh, they said they're 8-11 to 2. They're not. Just stop.
No, it's not
Okay.
8-11. They'll break in. They'll wear
If
down
you
a
have
little
any
bit.
touch at all, like you're gonna be fine.
Yes,
Okay?
and all these
Like,
boards are slowing up nowadays.
correct. Yeah,
Nobody's
seriously.
replacing their shit. Come on
These,
now.
do you know how well these play on a set of X Factor boards?
Yeah.
Like they are notoriously a little bit slower. They play excellent. So just trust us. Go check it out. DragonBags.com. Again, if you want to support the show, patreon.com/bigasscornhole. You get bonus content. We're going to do happy hour this week, get insider information, stay up to date with all the ACL stuff that's going on, all the news.
Hell yeah.
All
I'm
the
excited,
news, all the
man.
now.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, and then coming up, we have a interview with the ownership of the Arizona Burn.
Yes, sir.
And it's awesome. It's very informative. It gets me excited about
Exactly.
teams again.
Both of our interviews with team owners were good. Like it made me
It gets
looking
us excited.
forward
Yeah.
to what the teams are bringing to the table.
And I'm hoping that we can continue to be a part of teams in some way. I think that there's ways that we can all benefit from each other. Because again, I want this to get as big as it can. I think this has the potential for a future. Doing this draft stuff, it just gets me so fired up. Thank God the ACL season's starting.
Thank God.
I'll say that. So hope you guys enjoy the interview. We'll be back next week with more audio gold. And don't forget, this Friday, we're dropping the other bonus episode.
Mm-hmm.
Florida Freeze.
Florida Freeze.
It's worth your time.
Hell yeah.
Go check it
It's
out.
a good one.
Well, as always, we hope you throw it straight. And it's nothing but 4 baggers from here on out.
Cornhole it.
Later. All right. Well, welcome back to yet another episode of the Big Ass Cornhole Podcast. We are now joined by Mr. Richard Buchalter and Mr. Mark Lopez. What's going on, gentlemen?
What are you guys doing today?
Good. We're just
Doing good.
Christmas is coming up quickly.
Yes,
you know
it
what I mean?
is.
So just
Yeah, December 21st. I'd say 4 days was pretty damn quick.
yeah,
Yep.
man. Just trying to get mentally prepared for it. I don't know about you guys, but like the holidays are just a lot, especially Christmas Day. It's just a lot of people in small, like square footage spaces. Just like I'm just ready to
Yeah,
power
and
through.
everybody's sick with something too. It's
Dude,
the
man, like,
worst part.
My daughter like is sick right now. Like my wife, I love my family, but like right around Christmas time, my wife and kids always go to Pittsburgh to stay with her mom and dad early.
You have to preface that with "I love my family."
It's just like, you know, like you get my dad alone time. You know what I mean? For like 2 or 3 days. It's just nice to have like the house to myself. And they did not get to leave today because my daughter was sick with strep at home. So yeah. So that was it was just fun holiday times. So it's great.
Gotta
So,
love it. Everyone's just spreading cheer.
yeah, just gotta love it. But yeah, thanks you guys for joining the show. Appreciate you guys.
Yes, thank you for having us on. We really appreciate it.
Where are you guys at right now?
Right now, we're in Moorpark, California. We're in Lucky Strike, which is one of our partners, where the Cornhole Good group throw bags every Monday and every Wednesday during December. Mondays we're at Dave & Buster's normally, and then Wednesdays we're here at Lucky Strike. But now Dave & Buster's are a little too busy during holiday time, so we've transitioned over here just for December. Mondays, tomorrow night, and Wednesdays we'll be throwing bags here at Lucky Strike every week. So we figured we'd come in here, and it's nice. The game is on right in front of me, and I'm able to talk to you guys.
Oh
I
yeah.
got my boy Mark here, so it's a perfect scenario right now.
They're in the same room, but we had to have them spread apart, so they're like
Yeah.
on opposite sides of the bar right now. So it actually, but they can wave and see each other though, at least. So
I like Mark's
Yeah.
lighting choice though.
oh yeah,
It's
for
like,
sure.
He's got the
Ambient.
mood lighting going on. It's like a little
Absolutely.
more.
Oh, yeah.
So, you guys are both rocking Cornhole Good. So what is it a company? Is it a club? Is it
Yeah, it's both.
okay?
It's both. I started Cornhole Good 2-3 years ago
Okay.
as a board manufacturing,
Okay.
and we did some bags with white label to other companies, bag manufacturers white label for us. But I started it to make board. We wanted to get out there and do something different. And we thought, hey, we can make money doing these boards. There's a couple of good companies out there that are doing it. We buy DIY bulk, and then we manufacture. This day, we still do that.
Okay.
This month especially, been really busy with the holidays,
Oh,
but we do boards, mainly boards. And like all the boards we use are all Cornhole Good boards that are customized with special designs, logos. We have an in-house designer. And then, then about a year and a half ago, we transitioned from doing just boards to boards, and now we are a full-fledged club. And we throw here at Lucky Strike and Dave and Buster's, as I said a little while ago. So that is a Cliff Notes version of what Cornhole Good is. You want to add to that, Mark, a little?
I'll just say that we've also expanded this year up into Bakersfield. So Bakersfield's about an hour and a half, 2 hours north of us. So we got another satellite club up there throwing a lot of bags, and it's basically a group of guys that they're real good at growing the game. It's getting new players involved, getting new people involved with cornhole. So that's kind of why I've kind of taken a liking to help them out and coming to their nights, and also with different opportunities with the connections I know within the ACL, helping out them with board opportunities, bag opportunities.
Oh, for sure.
You bringing in new players and whatnot. Just doing little teaching seminars and whatnot and stuff. That's actually what I like the most about cornhole is the community. That's why I got into it in the first place. So
I think it's what draws
it was a natural fit.
What are the numbers for the club looking like?
Well, we vary. I mean, if you look at Cornholio, there's, I don't know, 150, 130, something like that in there. But
Okay.
every night we get something different. Sometimes we get 15, sometimes we'll get 50. It all depends down here in Moore Park or in Thousand Oaks at Dave and Buster's. Up in Bakersfield, we were just up there the other day. They had 44 people up
46, 40. Yeah.
there. 44. Yeah, we had 44 up there. So Bakersfield consistently gets a little more than us down here. There's a lot more clubs up here. And on every night down here in Ventura County, California, man, there's probably, what do you say, 3 or 4 at least, Mark? 3 or 4 at least.
Every night there's at least 2 places you can play within 30 miles. So it's really saturated. We're actually located pretty close to where you guys have been to Spencer McKenzie, so we're not too far out. We're in the same county.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, they're right around Spencer's. It seemed like there was 3 or 4 places that were like right around.
Right.
The corner. So, okay.
Yep, 100%. Yeah, and the reason that Cornhole Good started is because we're just 4 guys. Now, Mark wasn't part of it initially, but 4 old friends. We're old football guys
Okay.
that played football. I retired when I was 50, owned the flag football league, been in the sports my whole life, but I needed something to compete. So a few years ago, we found cornhole, and we said, "Oh, let's start throwing bags." And we found a couple of local clubs, and then we transitioned into Cornhole Good, and here we are. Now that's a very quick Cliff Notes version of what has happened, over the last 4 years. But that's really how it is, and I really.
Well, what
grown to
was it
love
about the
sport.
game? Why did you pick cornhole? Like, I mean,
It's a very good question, and it's easy to answer. The competitiveness of it, and the fact that at my age, at 65, I can
Yes.
actually get better. I can
Okay.
actually play. I can actually win games. If I'm playing football right now against 20-year-olds, I get my ass kicked all over the place.
yeah, but why
Even
not go
flag
do
football.
something like age appropriate? Why go play shuffleboard or something?
You're being a smart ass now. Thank you.
You're the one that threw out the. No, okay. So that's one of my questions. Like when people, because when you hear the game, when someone just describes it to you, like, "Oh, well, you're throwing a beanbag at a board with a hole in it," just as it is core, it's just not super exciting. But there is something that you start playing. Is that what it is? Is it just like the competitive nature? Like if you're just going out there, you know what I mean? Like
I think that's it. Like also just once you get into the game and you learn the nuances of it,
Yeah.
and you realize just how much more difficult it really is to
Correct.
be great
Yes.
at this
I
game.
like to call it the nerd out portion of your
Yes.
fandom. When you get to that and you really start caring about like the bags and you start learning about players, I think that's when you get hooked.
Yeah,
You know what I
100%.
mean?
Yeah,
I would
definitely.
agree 100%. The more I got into it, and Mark, you can, I love having Mark around. And when Mark and I met a couple of years ago, it was all about, he taught me a lot about the game, about how to play,
Oh, for sure.
about, the board. You just talked about the bags, the boards, the weather, indoor, outdoor, all that, as you say, geek out type of stuff, which is
Okay.
intricate to understanding and being competitive in the game.
Mark,
Right.
how long have you been? How long have you been playing in general?
I started playing around 2018.
Okay.
And then I've been a pro. This was my 5th year as an ACL
Okay.
pro.
Because I know California, like I know Ohio, East Coast, like gets a lot of credit for like being early on, but California, you guys had a lot, like a big contingencies of guy pre-COVID as well, were going around.
Right. Yeah, it just there's actually a lot of guys that are really good in the area that have no interest really of being a pro either. That are good. I mean, they've been playing 8 to 10 years.
Yeah.
And they're solid. They're tough out at a lot of these local places. So
I think every club has them. We see them up in our way. Guys that like when there's the
local
open
assassins
close by, they just casually show up and like take second in the bracket like it's nothing.
Or they rarely go to like those because there's always some sort of like charity tournament that they're going and just going to take the
cleaning
spot kind of
house.
thing. Yeah,
Like,
absolutely. So how did you first find it though? Like, so you start playing 2018-ish. Like, was it something?
what was your OG?
Yeah, it was basically I was a travel softball player. I played a lot of softball, and we used cornhole. The long. You think our weights are bad between king seat games and whatever. Like it's the same thing with softball. Sometimes you're waiting 2 hours between games. So cornhole was kind of a thing that just got brought out and was used to pass time. And I mean I didn't really take a liking to it right away, but it just so happened my actual first tournament I played in happened to be Spencer's because I was at the beach on my anniversary weekend with my wife. She says, "Hey, there's this huge cornhole tournament going on outside. We should just check it out and see what's going on."
What year was it?
I went there. That was probably, I think that was 2018, maybe 2019.
Oh, that's crazy.
Because I had played a little bit, and it's funny because we played. And people were like, "Do you guys know who you just beat?" And you know who? Because some of the local people there were obviously favored. And I mean, I've low pitch softball. I'm used to, throwing a high arc ball, hitting the plate, whatever.
Sure.
So, I mean, it was pretty natural and it wasn't too hard. And I'm like, oh, actually, I didn't realize I was any good until that point. And I actually got eliminated by Hunter Thorne and his dad.
No kidding. Okay.
And so I met Hunter Thorne. He goes, "Dude, where are you from? Where do you play?" So I actually kind of got into it because he was a junior at the time, a junior pro.
I would say real young Hunter Thorne at that point.
Yeah, he was super young. He was super, super young. So I was kind of like, we just started practicing and playing it, and then we became partners, and then that was it. Like I just started, I was like, oh wow, this is fun, and just kept on growing with him. And I still, to this day, I mean, me and Hunter Thorne, you can look at his Facebook page, the last reel I think he put up, that's my backyard.
Why did you decide ultimately to go the pro route?
Actually, I wasn't. It was a lot of influence from Hunter and from some other local people out here that became pros, and they're like, "Dude, you could do it." I just, a full-time job, family. It's tough to find the time to, in my mind, practice enough to be competitive.
Yeah.
But just so happened, went out to the qualifier, and what happened was I missed it by one game on my first qualifier, and then they had that. They do the state qualifier.
Yeah.
And I came in second. I lost to Mason Morgado. And so I got approached and they said, "Hey, we have this new thing." So I came in the inaugural year of the PDC.
Okay.
So they put me in the PDC, and then I promoted out of there the very first, first year with the two Gore brothers, because they were actually started there too.
So you've been through it.
Through all the gauntlets.
You've seen all the changes and all the good and the bad.
I mean, that OG, the PDC, like those were the most. I think those were like the most fearful, like madness.
Oh, for sure, yeah. No one
going into no one wanted to face that
first
PDC,
seed.
anyone.
There was
in the first round
at a time where like actively did not want to be a number one seed because they knew they were going to get one of the top ones coming out of PDC. Yeah,
it was scary.
Yeah.
Well, look, fun story. Me and Brennan Ballard was my partner.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you
that year.
It was right on the tip of my tongue. Yeah.
Yeah, that year he actually our first matchup when we got in was against Jay Rubin and Jordan Power, and we were up 20-19 on him, and unfortunately, it wasn't on my end, but we had a short back. And so that whole thing, that whole narrative of them coming back and going through and winning that it could have been completely different if we scored one more point. So
we owe you. So thank you. So thank you for the cornhole community. So, all right. So you've been through the ringer. We've established that you guys are passionate about cornhole. To me, like there's really no other way to put your money where your mouth is unless you want to like throw your hat in the ring and decide to take over one of the ACL team franchises, and you guys are handling the Arizona Burn. So can you, Richard, kind of talk me through when that decision to ultimately throw your hat in the ring and where you guys see this kind of going.
Sure. So I think it was right after Throwdown this year, late August, early September, when I remember the ACL came out with this announcement. And I started looking at it, and then someone else, I don't remember who it was now, sent me some more information on it. And I just sat back and looked at it, and then I gave Mark a call, and I said, so what do you think about this? And he's like, yeah, I think it could be an opportunity. So we talked about it a little more. I thought through it, and the main thing when you do something like this, you think, how can we turn it around to be successful, and how can we take a business to make money out of it? And we all know, I don't know specifically, I don't know the details, but we all can surmise. You guys, Mark, myself, everyone around Cornell for the last few years can surmise that there's not a lot of money involved. In other words, we're not really sure how much money the ACL could be making. We're not really sure, who's making any money in this thing, the bag companies, whatever. And things have kind of gone like this, my opinion from what I've seen in my due diligence, whether it's been involved as a player, involved as Cornell Good, or just a little more last few months, just understanding a little more about the Cornell community. So the whole idea, my original thinking was, how can I make money on this? So I started thinking about the tournaments we run, which really don't make a lot of money. I started thinking about I'm a regional director also for the ACL, just FYI guys. So I started thinking about the regionals and locals. Really don't make a lot of money there either. But how can I make money with a franchise? My thinking, and this is not a secret, so it's not like I'm all of a sudden, inventing the wheel here, is that I believe it could be a sponsorship opportunity where you get behind one franchise, in this case, the Burn, or at all overall leagues. And, I give this analogy, and I'm going to give it to you guys. When people ask me, they go, Richard, how the hell are you going to make money in this? And I said, all right, guys, here's the conversation. It's 1920. All right. Mark's heard this before. It's 1920. And I'm coming to you guys, and I go to Mark and I go, hey, Mark, there's this thing called the National Football League, and they're selling franchises for $100. $100. And Mark's like, what are you, crazy? He goes, no one cares about professional football. It's college football. It's Ivy League. That's where it's all at. That's where it's about. And Red Grange and all that stuff. But no one's going to watch professional football players. I'm like, really? He goes, for $100, you can get in. And it's a great investment. I think in the future, it might be something. No, for $100, I can buy a new car. Screw you. I'm not going to get involved in that. Now, fast forward 105 years later, and we know what the National Football League is. Now, yes, I'm not smoking crack when I talk about this, guys. I'm being serious that that's kind of the way it happened back then. You could buy a franchise for that. So I'm looking at this going, relatively speaking, I can get in on the bottom floor. I can be part of the growth of Cornell, something that I'm passionate about. I think we've established that, both as a player wanting to compete, and now also as an owner with Cornell Good, and now as an owner of the Arizona Burn. I can make something, I can turn into something good by my passion, by my skill set as an entrepreneur, as a professional executive in the entertainment industry that I was for years. I have a background that I believe could really help not only the Burn, but cornhole in general. And it will help all of us that love cornhole. The goal is to be part of that, not to own it per se, but to be part of that to help everyone else. That's my goal. That's why I get so excited about this.
But I think in order for the game to ever reach the height that we hope it could get to, we need guys like you that are willing to hop on board early on. So first of all, as a fan, thank you for, believing in a product 100%. Enough to take a chance. Now, here's my thing is I agree. I think the $100 compared to now, it is kind of probably similar money, really. We thought about it, but when it comes down to it, I have a hard time. I like the comparison of like 100 years ago trying to get in a league. I agree. I hope that the ACL can reach that. My only issue is with the game itself. The NFL or NBA or whatever sport you want to use in that analogy, it's a better watchable product, right? It's a spectator sport. I think cornhole is great because we all want to play it. Like, it's really tough to have something where you just expect people to go watch people throw a beanbag unless they're also throwing too while they're there, kind of thing. And that's been my whole thing. And unless we can figure out a way to make this an event where people want to actively come and attend, Like, I think that's where cornhole is kind of capped. And I hope that, like, with this teams event and bringing guys on like you who have more experience in things like that, like, I'm hoping with this outside of the box thinking we can do that. Because I think that's the biggest, in order for the ACL teams ultimately to be successful, people have to give a shit and want to go and attend. I really
So
believe.
to that end, gentlemen, to that end, to answer that in a very direct manner,
Mhm.
what makes those watchable are the players. So we draft these players. We currently 10 teams draft these players. We create an aura around the players of being special because they are. They're professional cornhole players, and professional anything, in my opinion, is pretty damn impressive if you can master that, regardless of your age. And my job, our job at the Burn and in the league is to work with our partners, i.e., the players, to grow the sport around them by promoting them, by getting sponsors involved with them. Whether you call it NIL or whether it's regional or national sponsorship, I want to focus my players. And if I can support any of the other teams collectively to support their players to help us all grow, I'm for that. That is what I vision. And that is why I'm involved. And that is why I'm so damn passionate about this whole thing. Mark, do you have something to add to that?
Like,
No, you're fine. I'm trying to think of how I want to phrase this. Like, so you guys were the first ones to announce your franchise players, and you kind of set off a very interesting week for me with one simple post. And I was literally waking up, barely awake, just happened to scroll through Facebook, and I saw your guys' post. I'm like, oh. And I thought, and I
Guess we're
swear to
signing.
God, well,
That's my
I
bad.
didn't right away because I went to the cornhole, I went to the ACL, and I'm like, looking, I thought I missed something because I wasn't super active on Facebook the week before. I had a bunch of stuff going on. And I kept scrolling, like, not a fucking update since that other article. So all I did was like, hey, guess we're signing players now. I guess it's official. Like, do we even know how many teams are there? Like, just nothing had been dropped. So were you guys told, like, were you guys jumping the gun a little bit on that, or like was it just like you guys had free reign, like, hey, free agency's open, they didn't tell us we couldn't, so we're gonna post it?
Yeah, that's
No,
kind of my
there was
bad. I posted it a little early, I think, but it wasn't earlier than what they said. But they pretty much were letting us. You know, we had a date, and it's like you can start talking to players now, and you send in the contract and get it signed, and
It's
you
your
know, we'll
franchise,
start
right? You
updating the
guys
list.
can do what the hell you want.
Right.
Yeah, it's signed and official then.
Well, the way it worked is it was going to be that Monday, but they changed it to the Wednesday, pending a couple other teams coming in. And we're like, okay, we'll wait because we were ready to go. I had contracts already drawn up, and I had things ready to go, which is all you really need. You send the contract into the ACL, you know, they approve it. You send it to the player, they sign it, and everybody, you know, Bob's your uncle. Everybody wins. So we were ready to go. We knew who our players were going to be. Mark and I had strategized. And so I don't know, we never jumped the gun. We did it within the proper time, as Mark said, but we also did it as quick as we could because we knew what we wanted to do. We already had a strategy. We have a plan, and we're moving forward that plan. And Caitlin and Riley were part of that. So boom, here we go.
Yeah,
So,
I think it's
Yeah, I'm not so sure the ACL knew that we already knew pretty much our, you know, they probably weren't expecting us to turn it around that quick. But after that meeting Wednesday, we were already going through the channels and getting it done. So
I think it's it definitely sent, I don't want to say shockwaves might be a little bit too much, but I think there was definitely a surprise that Caitlin and Riley were the first two signed. It's I mean, can you guys want to talk about that a little bit? I mean, why you thought that they were a good first pick for kind of being the franchise start?
we going to fix? Oh, Richard's earbud. I think his earbuds died over there. There you go.
I mean, we can hear you, Richard. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear
We
us.
can hear you.
Oh, you're good.
Second.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
yeah, I can hear you.
Am I back?
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, you're good. We can hear. Can you hear us?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah,
Okay.
I just hit something. Sorry about that.
All right. So my question is, why ultimately why Caitlin and Riley? Like, that was I think it was a very bold choice to go there, and I think that if you were doing a lot of drafts, I don't think I think they would be there in the first round if you guys were going the draft. So I think it was an interesting choice. So why go that route?
Mark,
You're gonna look at me.
Mark?
It's like
So we kind of have a strategy in mind as far as how we're going to deal with the team.
Okay.
And so they just best fit the strategy as far as, because obviously we're looking for, along with this, kind of alluding to what Richard talked to earlier about with like sponsorships.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
you do want to have some sponsorships that are involved within cornhole, but also too, you're looking for new money outside of cornhole, other influences and stuff like that. So those first couple of players fit our model for what we are kind of instituting in the back end.
Okay.
So, and then, I mean, I agree. A lot of people were asking, "Hey, what's going on?" And it's like, don't worry about it. We got it. We know.
Well, I don't want you guys to divulge anything, obviously, before the draft. So I'm not
throwing out like 76ers vibe, like trust the process type deal.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, I guess we trust the process.
It won't take 50.
So, guys, one of the things I should bring up is Mark Lopez. I think that's, you just established how long he's been around, who he knows. He's an OG. He's got a kind of history, a pedigree. And I think I call him my secret weapon, our secret weapon, because I'm relying on him to do that. Yes. Do we talk about everything? Of course. Does he tell me everything that's going on? Yes. But he's the one that in the end, knock on wood, is going to make all these decisions in relation to our team. And that goes for the drafts all the way to when we start competing in March.
No, I think you having a guy like Mark who again competes against these guys, has firsthand experience is huge. I would, if I'm gonna play devil's advocate against you guys right now, and you guys can defend your team. Now this should go without saying, I'm a huge fan of both Riley and Kaylin. Okay.
Yeah.
Historically speaking, though, when we're talking in the pro ranks, women don't do well when it goes head to head against men. If we're just calling what it is, whether that's singles or in doubles, it just doesn't tend to work out. Now, you cannot in women's division, they're the cream of the crop right now. They're the new dominant team. I completely get it. Marketable, it's great. But when it comes to like a team competition, I mean, to me, like you're handicapping yourself a little bit by making your two franchise women players. And I know this is gonna be very unpopular of me to say that, but like it's just from historically speaking, there's only been one female that's ever really burst onto the scene and done anything in the pro ranks.
Okay.
It's kind of open-ended. So
yes,
that's my argument against it.
No, I get what you're saying, but like you said, like I played against a lot of these players before.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, there is a strategy involved with who we're choosing, but also too, you want to have a good vibe around your team. You want to have marketable players. You want to have all that stuff. So in the mix of everything, this is do we know if there might be how can I put it? There might be some challenges within like on the boards as far as competition, but they're all willing. They all feel
they're still great pro players.
All the people we're drafting feel like they could beat anybody that they're facing, anybody that they're put up against. And that I know because I've had the talks with a lot of these with both of them.
Mark, I'm interested to know what are your thoughts on the changes in the format of the style? Because I don't think that they've done a good enough. The information is out there. I don't think that there's been enough talk about the format of competition going forward in terms of like single elimination bracket. I think it was glossed over. And to my understanding, it's like each team is going to be faced off against somebody in that bracket, and then it's a singles, doubles, tandem match, best of 2 out of 3. Correct?
Correct. And so depending on, all three, it's similar to how we've done teams in the past where we show up all, they'll put us on, 3 different boards and all the games will play at the same time.
I hate
Whoever
that.
wins the best 2 out of 3. Well, it's that way to start. And then once they get to whatever, phase of live streaming and like if there's TV time, the games will be played, in order one at a time. You'll see the full game to connect. But just to start, and then I know at the first one we're actually having like a rounders or like a play-in because obviously there's no seeds now to start out the year with who's the ranked number 1 team, 2 teams, et cetera.
I do like the fact that it's not all singles, it's not all doubles, and you're throwing in a little tandem there because it does make the draft more fun. I think. You know what I mean?
Right. I think the tandem is a nice little wrinkle. 100% game 3. Yes. If you win the first game, lose the second game, it's like okay, well that third game's going to be pretty interesting.
And I'm assuming they would all have to be unique players, correct? So you couldn't have somebody play singles and then tandem.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. Richard, I don't know if you're I'm assuming you're allowed to answer this. It's public knowledge for the cost of the team to get into the franchise. I don't know if it's been really publicly talked about that players are based on where they're signed or drafted is determined the amount of money that they're allowed to be made. It's kind of like a scaled system going down. We went over it earlier in an episode. How is that player salary cap? I'm assuming that's money outside of the original money to buy into the franchise. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Was that known ahead of time before buying the franchise that other money would be required? I mean, to like a decent, I mean, a sizable amount.
Yeah, it's a $20,000 salary cap. Yeah.
Yeah, correct. And that's
So was it known before? I don't know if I actually could say that I knew it before, if it was in any of the RFPs or any of the stuff I read.
Okay.
I'm trying to think about it, but I assumed that was going to be the case, just because I'm like to think I'm just like you guys, a sports aficionado. You know, not where I grew up and big fan of the teams and
for sure.
been following the professional teams for my whole life.
Mhm.
That I understood salary caps, I understood collective bargaining agreements, I understood contract, I understood salary caps, I understood all this stuff, and I just assumed that was going to be the case. I think that was one of the first things I had mentioned to Mark was, well, there's got to be a salary cap or some type of salary cap for these players.
And
I'm an
it was-
advocate for my money.
It was collectively discussed amongst the teams as well. Like when we were making at the very infancy of the talks and the meetings with the ACL. So
I mean, you want to.
Yes.
There's some sort of incentive, I mean, for the players to want to go out and go. So I think it's good. I mean, we want to see this for the game. I think it's a step in the right direction, kind of aspect. So it definitely makes the draft more fun, though. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Honestly, I gotta be honest. I've been sitting here this whole time, and
You have been quiet.
there's just one.
yeah, he has.
Richard,
I wasn't gonna say that.
I like you. You're
I know I do
very
this a
quiet.
lot. I talk a lot.
Yeah, I mean, Sean does talk a lot. I'm usually, the more soft spoken. But Richard, I was taken aback by how gung ho you were,
Yeah.
like right off the rip about this whole. I understand the potential, but like there wasn't anything in the back of your mind after seeing the last 3 years of the product of teams,
Right.
to be like, man, 25 is not worth a team.
No, you know
This
why?
discussion
Because
that we've had.
because here's what we're doing. It's a good question. It's a great question. But here's my perspective. Optimistically speaking and enthusiastically speaking, take those previous years and just throw them out the window. It's funny when I hear Jake walking around saying, "Oh, we have keepers and this." I'm like, Jake, it's actually not the appropriate verbiage to
It's not
use.
keepers.
Yeah.
They aren't keepers.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like,
messed up a whole bunch.
Yeah.
He said like Jacob Trzynski was a keeper on Caroline Coaster. Like he's been on Woodchuck for like 4 fucking years. But anyways, like
even if it was on Carolina, he's not a keeper. This is we're throwing the history. There's no more.
this is 1999.
20.
You guys might as well be the Browns. You know what I mean? Like this is
Exactly. There you go.
Yeah.
You go. That doesn't exist anymore.
you guys have
So,
couch on your
Yes, I'm moving forward 2025, 2026, moving forward straight ahead, focus on the future, not worrying about what happened, good, bad, or otherwise in those previous 3 years. So good question, but to me, it's a little moot.
When you were
Because there's a lot more control now. Like the team owners have. I mean, the ACL's kind of taken a little bit of a step back if you think about it.
That's good.
With the team owners being able to pick their players, get their own sponsors, secure outside money, make different arrangements with their players. I'm sure there's going to be various team owners out there doing, all of a sudden you might start seeing more appearances for some of the people that are on teams at different events. You probably see a lot more promotions on a lot of different outlets that weren't there before, sponsorships that weren't even thought of to be had or that didn't even know anything about cornhole. It's going to grow. I mean, if you got 10 different owners that are doing this, it's going to benefit the game. And that's pretty much what the way most of the owners are all looking at it.
And by the way, to that end, as Mark mentioned it earlier, guys, is we have, by my count, we have 5 owners that are part of cornhole, and we have 5 owners that are not part of cornhole.
Yeah, I think
So that's the new money and the new perspective coming in
correct.
to even cement more my thinking of that previous few years. Forget about it. because these other owners that have nothing to do with cornhole in the past,
Yeah.
they don't know anything about that. They don't give a shit about that.
Correct.
Even if I know about it, I don't give a shit about it.
No, it's true. No, it's very. What I'm interested in is when you decided to. All right, I'm going to make the leap. I'm going to invest in money. I'm assuming you had the list of like 16 franchise. Why did you decide to go Arizona Burn?
Well, I live in California, so
Yeah.
To be honest with you, my first choice, and I think I told this to Mark, was Las Vegas. You know why it was Las Vegas? Because Las Vegas has shitloads of business and shitloads of opportunity out there.
Yeah.
You know, promotions, sponsors, and everything else. And then I heard that it was gone, and Cali was gone. When I talked to Stacy, so I had relationships in Arizona. Back in the olden days when I was playing football and running football leagues, I had a relationship with the Arizona Cardinals back in the day, and we used to work with Kurt Warner. So I have relationships in Arizona. So I'm like, well, shit, the Arizona Burn's available, said Stacy. So I was like, okay, let's do the Arizona Burn. So, you know, yes, it wasn't my first choice because as a sponsorship play and an NIL play for my players, I thought Vegas would have been killer. And hopefully, you know, Rich can maximize that, and I'll help him if need be. But Arizona, there's still a lot of opportunity with who I know and the opportunities there. I think Arizona would be is going to be cool, and I want to keep it in the Western Hemisphere. I sure didn't want to go to, you know, Missouri or Kentucky. And that would have been way away from California.
We sniffed that.
Arizona cornhole is up and coming. I mean, there's a lot of players that got out there, especially. I mean, you got people like Athena, you know, putting out great events out there, and there's a good group out there, and they're
bag maker.
Yeah, you got Draggin Bags,
Draggin
like
Bags.
front and center out there.
Exactly. Yep.
Out there. So you know,
you got Chris. You got Chris and
it's also
Gina
one of the best
out there.
team names out there. That's why I was interested in why you picked them, because I think Arizona Burn it just works well.
I do, I've always loved their logo.
The logo works well.
Yeah.
Like, no offense to like New England Woodchucks, but like you see, like I'm not like that's not drawing me into like really, you know what I mean? Like, but the Burn, it does have a nice roll to it. So,
I always wonder if that was the demise of my original team is the forgotten team that's no longer here, the Sharpshooters. The very first year teams came out, I was on the team. The Sharpshooters, they're long gone.
Who are they? Wait, who are the Sharpshooters?
Yeah, what was the state affiliation?
There was, I think when we first did teams, there really wasn't state affiliations, but I know Trey Birchfield was our captain. Was the Sharpshooters, the very first year team. See, you don't even remember. That's how
I mean, I remember Birchfield being there. God damn! Oh my God! Yeah, that's that's
that jersey's going in the Cornhole Hall of Fame or Collectors Hall of Fame eventually.
Correct, absolutely. It's sad that we've been around that long.
Yeah.
It's
hard to keep it all straight now. That's when you know it's sad.
But I appreciate.
By the way, are you guys going to be in Myrtle?
No, we will be. Hopefully, we'll be in Vegas. And
okay, we'll be in Vegas.
Then obviously we'll be in Cleveland.
Yeah, the Cleveland Signature. It's gonna. Yeah, correct. So it's right here.
Yeah, can you guys please make sure like you guys actually have the tournament when we all travel to Cleveland this time, please?
Listen, man, we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
We were along with we lost, although we live here, we lost a lot of money that weekend because that was the year we came out of this with the show.
Yeah,
and there were the amount of merch that we lost.
So much.
It almost bankrupt. We had to end the show almost immediately. It was like we were in the hole a lot of money right off the bat. So I'm like, oh, this is.
But then we saw the vision. Really, it was just pure boredom. We're like, well, we might as well just keep doing this podcast.
Nothing else to fucking do. So exactly.
I was so excited. It was out there, and then all of a sudden it was like, okay, we got to go home. It's like, what?
Did you find yourself in any of the back room like hotel tournaments?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. And it was like a 9 foot. It was like a 9 foot ceiling. There was a low ceiling where we played for sure.
Yeah, we were at the one like it was like the hotel behind the venue, called the Drury Inn. Yeah. And we had way too many. There's 120 people in a blind draw. It's insane. Not a mask to be seen. Everyone just we drank them dry. They let us just buy cases, and we were like on scooters coming back from the corner stores with like 230 racks between our legs.
And we also that's when we kind of like fit in.
Yeah, and that was like peak cornhole for Dane because I finished. Was that
Trey Birchfield? Yeah,
it was second in the championship of that with Trey Birchfield.
Yeah,
I was like,
Only and that was we've only gone downhill from
Yep,
there.
it was like pretty much the best I ever threw, and then boop.
Partner got me.
Yep. Never had a
We've
partner.
been back.
but-
We've been back since, but I just remember that first one. I was excited because that was the first time I was ever going to be there, and I was excited to I'm a baseball guy too, and
For sure.
about to see the stadium, just be out there, and then it got cut short. And it's like, well, all right.
You said that
Spent
you've
all
been
that money and didn't even get to play.
You've gotten to see an Indians game though.
I've been back out there since. Yeah,
Nice. I love our stadium out here. Just to toot our horn.
yeah, it's beautiful.
I think
Oh,
it's
yeah, it's a good park.
underrated.
Oh yeah. Food and all that stuff.
I've seen it. Hey, I've seen an Indians game, and I've been to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and did all
yeah.
that
Yeah.
whole Ohio thing that you guys got going.
I mean,
Yeah.
you had Football Hall of Fame. You guys make your way up.
Yeah,
to
Yep.
Kansas City.
Oh yeah, I used to go to the Hall of Fame games every year. I saw Elway, Marino.
Oh no kidding.
All
Okay.
those guys go in the Hall of Fame back in the day.
I work. One of my offices is like one exit before the Football Hall of Fame, so I have to. It's a little bit of a hike to drive, but
So off of 77.
yep, correct. Yep,
Yep, Red Grange, number 77.
there you go. Yeah, I'm like right on the border of Canton and Akron
Uh-huh.
where I work on. So it's fun. It's all good fun. My thing is, I know you're not concerned with the past, but what can we do in the future to just make sure that Teams is like just a good product?
Yeah,
Because
were there promises from the ACL too?
'Cause my-
to you
my
guys as
biggest
owners
gripe-
of, like,
my
what
biggest
they're gonna
gripe
be
with
doing for
ACL
you.
has been that they get all excited. We do this draft, and then the fucking season starts,
Right.
and then just nothing. And if it wasn't us bringing it up every once in a while, being like, "Hey, what the fuck's going on with Teams?" Like, I don't think it would ever be mentioned.
Yeah, because historically, as fans, this is our biggest gripe with teams. We can't follow it.
Yeah, they're just impossible.
There's
to follow.
there's
No
no
information.
following up of anything, and we want nothing more than for teams to be successful.
Yeah.
Because it's the easiest model to follow along, and like it's fun to have allegiances,
Yeah.
not to just individual players. You like to rep teams and shit. Like that's what we grew up with. So like, what can we do? What are your guys like? You willing to throw some ideas out there, or like?
And are you guys? Is this
Well,
like? How does
I know the one thing that was frustrating. One of
I'm
the
sorry,
biggest frustrations I would think is just the updating of stats and record, because that
Just
was
basic.
pretty slow.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, so I would imagine a lot of these, as soon as after the events are happening, I'm sure everyone's going to be tooting their own horn and
Well, I'm
doing,
also
on
hoping
all
to
the
they-
individual pages and whatnot. But it should be that's something that should be pretty easy to accomplish.
I'm hoping so. I hope so.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's being focused on social media in general, whereas the ACL might have had a lot of other irons in the fire and not focus as much on teams. To Mark's point, each individual team will be, regardless of where you finish, 1 through 10, will be focusing on all the positives from X weekend. So, yes, we'll be tooting our own horns times 10. So, and if the ACL doesn't say anything, that's okay, because we'll be saying enough for everybody. We, the Burn, Cali,
For sure.
Kentucky, whoever, are going to be talking the talk all the time and talking smack and just having fun, trying to grow the sport organically within each team and then nationally.
How is it going to work? I mean, I don't even know if you guys have gotten this far. How is it going to work next year? Like, are you guys? So you guys are 2 franchise players. Like, how does that mean? Like, you're guaranteed to be able to have first opportunity to re-sign them, or do you guys get to keep your whole squad every year? Because that's one of the hard parts about like being a fan of a team is because there's so much turnover. It's hard to like be a fan of a player if they're like hopping from one team to another.
Yeah.
Mark, do you want to get that or you want me to?
No, it's the main at the end of the season, no matter what, it's going to be like how we started the season, where the first few we can keep 2 players.
Okay.
Now it might be subject to change. We've had talks and meetings and whatnot of that number could go up a little bit. It might come down. Some people are advocating that we'd like to keep 4 or we'd like to keep 3. Or it's going to be a collective kind of ownership group vote and see what at the end of the season how. But no matter what, there will be at least 2. We know that.
Okay.
But like you said, to your point, it is kind of hard to follow a team if everybody's changing every year, which is kind of how it's somewhat seemed over the last.
And I
years,
get that's
think.
part of cornhole in general, the pro game. Like there are, a lot of people leaving and going in, but it would just be cool. Like if you guys killed it, you guys went undefeated, you won everything this season. If you guys feel like we just want to run it back, like fuck you guys,
Right.
like we're just gonna run it back. You guys should. I feel like you guys should have that.
Well, I think a lot of
ability if
that's
you want to.
indicative too of like other people buying franchises. So I can't imagine closed after this. Like,
Well,
you run
You know,
the
that's
season
also think-
back
yeah.
up.
Well, no, fuck it.
think about it this way,
They
guys.
throw all the players back in the NFL when the Browns started back in '99. No, fuck that. It's
No,
called
but
expansion draft.
that's what I'm saying.
Built from the ground up.
Yeah, expansion draft rules. So like you keep X number of people.
Correct.
So like if you have other teams, you got to open it up and have people available for the
Well,
draft.
that's a good point that we haven't even talked about. But he's right there, Mark. You know,
No, 100%.
That's
Well,
true.
next year, hopefully there'll be a full roster of teams and not just 10 teams.
What's the
Also, so
maximum-
that's also the goal.
Well, I mean, don't think there's going to be a max
16
now.
teams.
Okay.
Well, we used to have 16 teams, right?
There were
So
16. I mean, but you can't tell me if 32 people ran up to the ACL with money in hand, they wouldn't have 32 teams. Yeah, I mean, I have a hard time.
Yeah.
well, especially now with there only being, because if you think about it, there's only 5 players playing,
yeah.
6 to 10 on a roster, and most likely probably between 6 and 8 if you really
Correct.
realistically, based off that salary cap, you don't want to have too many players, but
And so, and just, I guess, in terms of, so you bought in for X amount of dollars for that franchise. And it's my understanding that the money that is bought into the franchises is basically being the money that's paid out for the tournament for teams. Is that correct?
correct. That's
Yes,
half of it. It's the prize pool basically at the end of the
Okay.
year.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. So, I mean, essentially, like you're just playing really expensive, like fantasy cornhole right now.
it's funny. I was just going to say, guys, you
Seems
play
like it.
fantasy football.
100%. Yeah.
You got various leagues. There's keeper leagues. There's leagues where you start over. There's leagues where you pay money per player.
100%.
In
Yeah.
this particular case, right now, we're in a brand new fantasy league where we draft our players,
Yeah, it's
6
a
to
keeper
10
league.
players initially, and then next year it turns into a keeper league.
Yeah.
Where we keep 2, 3, or 4 people, depending on what we collectively decide.
I just
And then
wanna
we
say
move
that,
on
like,
from
you,
there.
you never
I've
know too.
actually-
The salary cap could change as well as
Correct.
I mean, a lot of this stuff is fluid. So
And
that's
let me
what makes it
address
exciting.
that. And let me address that. The whole idea, in my opinion, is to, yes, you want to be able to follow a team. You want to be able to get behind players and support a team, just like you do with the Brownies right now.
Mhm.
And, Shador, your future quarterback, and
Maybe.
your current and future franchise quarterback. You want to be able to support him forever.
I think we found a
I get it.
future franchise tight end. Well, TBD on the quarterback.
Okay. All right.
And for running back.
Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is, as I said, the players are our partners. I want to support them. I want to see the salary cap go up next year. Why? Because more teams come in, bring more money in. Sponsors come in, bring more money in. We get certain NIL type of opportunities, bring more money in. People meaning other pros want to be part of this. New pros come in, they get better, just like the NFL replenishes every year with the great college football people. The same thing with cornhole. We got people coming up all the time, youngsters coming up that are nothing about you, Mark. I know you're pushing 50, dude, but new people are coming up. New professionals are coming up. And I want to be able to support them because that's the future of the league. And next year having a $25,000 salary cap, a $30,000 salary cap, however it goes, based on some type of a model we put together, based on revenue, just like all the other leagues do. I'm not reinventing the wheel here, guys. You know that. This is business 101 when it comes to sports. I would love to be able to grow like that. That would be a dream. And have you and every other fan support a team because you love the players or you love what the team has done, or insert whatever the reason is you support it, or you're born and raised there like you guys.
Correct. No, it's fun. I love it. Like, I'm a sucker for a draft. You know what I mean? And I like this.
100%.
When you really sit back and look at it, it's like fantasy cornhole, and like I love doing that stuff. Like we just interviewed. He's a junior pro. His name's Colt Kenner. He's out of Colorado. So he joined.
He reached out to me actually. He reached out to me when he heard about this whole thing.
Yeah, dude, great kid. He handled himself great, and we typically end a lot of the episodes with like a draft of some sort. And we just did a fantasy team.
Yeah.
Like we basically did, all right, we're franchise owners. We get 6 rounds. Let's go right through it and see how we did. So it's I love that stuff. Like it's like what I've loved doing the most out of this stuff.
100%. Yeah. It's always drafts.
Yeah. So like I love nerding out about that kind of stuff. So I that's why I was so hard on the ACL and the paint about like, you cannot rob us of this draft. Like we as fans, we don't get fucking shit, but you cannot take as the one thing that's kind of fun and let us think outside the box and like just react to it. You know You know what I mean? So I'm very happy that they're giving it the coverage that it deserves.
And we all push that, by the way. We all push that.
Good.
Too.
You
We
guys
agree
should.
with you 100%. We
And which
agree
is
with you 100%.
which is wild to me because all the responses I were getting was like they were throwing you guys under the bus.
Owners agreed.
The owners.
To
Oh,
it.
this is a good idea. The owners didn't want it. So I'm like, but that's what I'm saying.
No,
So
no,
you
no,
guys
no, 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 no,
and
no,
four
no.
other owners are all being like, we're fine. Let's open it up. Like we're not saying it's out.
I'm for 100% transparency. Period. The end.
Good. Yeah,
And you can
absolutely.
quote me on that till hell freezes over. That's
It's
what
gonna
I'm
be fun.
for.
It's an opportunity to be fun. I think they're handling it the right way. We're definitely doing something for it. We haven't decided if we're gonna hijack the ACL broadcast and go live on Facebook, or we might do like a Patreon event or something.
Yeah,
But
we'll do something.
yeah, I'm excited to kind of make my own predictions on where guys are gonna fall. Like I'm already doing it. That's like our whole next 2 episodes are all where I think guys are gonna fall and what strategies are
All
gonna
right, so
be used.
who are we taking number 6, guys? Can you
I don't
tell
want
us?
to ruin your guys' strategy because I think I already know what you guys are doing. So
We
like
already know.
I think no, but I think it's a bold strategy. I hope it pans out. And what pick do you guys get in the draft?
6.
Okay. All right. That's solid. All right.
Yeah.
That's nice. You get to kind of feel out how everything's
coming.
going first and then kind of react here in the middle of the round every time. All right. I like that. Because I'm assuming it's a snake draft, correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay. All right.
Snake draft. Yeah. So we're 6, 16, 26, and 36.
And we're really it's fun to play right now because there's still like 9 open spots right now for like franchise players. So we're really not going to know who can get drafted until we
Those all
see.
get filled up. Yeah.
And then it'll be interesting to see certain teams are owned by bad companies pretty much, or guys that own it. So it'll be, where do they fall? Like, is your allegiance going to fall with your sponsored player, which is, I'm assuming certain teams will, or, I know that certain pro players have publicly opted out of teams because they didn't want to be forced to throw a bag. I'm assuming because you guys have no bag affiliation yet that you guys are open to letting people throw whatever they want.
That is correct. Yeah.
Which I think
we do actually have a bag affiliation, but we're working on some stuff. But yeah,
fair enough. Okay, as of right now, though. So okay, fair enough.
But you're correct in saying that we are not mandating that whatever that bag affiliation is, that the players have to throw that bag.
The players have the right. They can choose whatever they want to throw, whatever they're most comfortable with. They can throw on our team.
Well. You know what I mean? Don't force a player to throw something. You know what I mean? Like you just want them to perform.
You need them in peak performance.
So, guys, can I ask you a question? Can I ask you gentlemen a question?
Yeah.
Sure. So what is your perspective of bag companies owning teams?
I think for a long time, that's where I kind of thought the game was going to have to go, only because we didn't see, at the time, we didn't really see any avenue for outside money to come into the game. And the only revenue that was really coming in primarily were bad companies. But the fact that they're opening up, like, because the ACL's never been like open to this kind of stuff. It's been very slow process with even the ACL licensing and, like just trying to get like your picture on the back of a pro jersey was kind of like a headache for a while, but they seem they've ironed that out. And the fact that we now have new, in terms like in quotes, like new money coming in, I'm okay with bag company, like them owning a team. I think it makes sense for them in a way. But at the same time, like, I don't think that if that's the future of our game, I think cornhole is definitely going to be capped then. Because then, like, we're basically just paying ourselves with our own money. Does that make sense?
Right.
That's
Oh,
why
no, 100%.
personally,
We
I
agree
think
with you.
this is huge. Just the way
100%.
that's the biggest part of teams that I appreciate just as a player, seeing the trends of, it always seemed like it was falling on the bag manufacturers' hands of keeping, like I feel like they were keeping a lot of the players in the league based off of sponsorships and having them have push bags. So a lot of this stuff can go away. We can get some outside money coming in, maybe some other sponsorships, and then not have to depend on just them or whatever the premier elite cornhole clothing company was of that year. Now it can be kind of spread out, and then not only that, open the eyes of the players with these introductions. With now, say we have our team of 6, 7 players, and they're seeing that we're affiliated with X, Y, and Z companies. Now they've got a relationship with them, for them, they could go after that company as their own sponsorship for their own pro season the following year, or like that's kind of where this is opening doors for. It's just going to benefit the players, and I'm all for it, because I mean I'm one of those guys where I'm like a journeyman cornhole player. I'm not on live streams. I'm not at the end, all the time, and I'm happy. Hey, 5th place finish in my bracket. I'm stoked, man. That's
brother.
I'm not expecting to be, play against Tony Smith in the finals, but it also costs money to go and do that kind of stuff. And I do a good job in getting my own sponsorships, and that's what that's what's kept me in the league so much, to where like I appreciate everybody that's sponsored me throughout all these years, but it's not as easy for other people. And hopefully with influx of new partnerships and whatnot, it'll get a little easier for some of these other guys who really do deserve it. Who grinds, 6 hours a day practicing. Some of these guys don't have jobs, and they're just like throwing bags all the time, and they can't find a sponsor, and it's kind of sad. So like hopefully this is going to alleviate a lot of that for some of these players and just make the game stronger.
I think if nothing else, regardless of the money, I think more importantly, outside interest just kind of legitimizes the pro game in a bit. You know what I mean? Like the fact that like a sports group from Texas is like showing enough interest, like why really us? Like, like we're like, all right, well, we can compliment. No one ever says nice things about us. Yeah, I mean, like we're like, everyone's always like, how great is pickleball? But like how's that fucking working out? That league's falling apart. I love seeing that. So that's, if you're Stacey Moore, you love seeing that.
Oh, of course.
You got to be like just laughing, seeing the pickleball just falling apart, and it's been kind of great. But no, I think they're going about it smart. I think that it legitimizes the game. I think it's the right move in terms of, I'm not against a bad company, but again, if that's the route we fall back on, I think ultimately we're capped. But I think early on, those guys stepping up and filling in holes, because would teams ultimately be really successful if we only had 6?
No, you're right. No, we need them. No, and I'm 100% for them. To your point, we need everything. We need them, and we need all the new money coming in. 100% agree with you. Yeah. So I'm gonna throw some at you guys that you're gonna want to interview Mark and I first after the draft is over. I'm just gonna throw that at you, because you're gonna look at our strategy and go, WTF? We need to talk to Mark and Richard.
Well, we're
Just throwing that out there.
We're gonna be live during the draft. So as soon as the draft's over, I'll just send you guys a link. You can just hop on whatever.
Just hop on.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be very easy. Yeah,
Mark, you good with that?
Yeah,
I'm fine.
You're good.
I love the fact that it's virtual, because like, don't get me wrong, it was very cool when everyone was there, and I know as like a player getting drafted and like doing that whole setup, that would be best case scenario.
It doesn't need to be some crazy production.
Look at the baseball draft. The baseball draft's all fucking done online pretty much, and there's somebody on ESPN.
Rip, like it doesn't
Just
have to be anything fancy.
All I've ever said is like we don't work for the ACL, but we've promoted the shit out of this league. Forever. Just let us do what we do. Just let us have the product. And now that they are doing virtual, we have the product. We get to see it, and then we can react, and then everyone's happy.
100%.
So we're good. So no, absolutely, you guys, open invitation. Anytime you guys want to come on and vent about something, you got a home here. So, but thank you very much for joining. I'm really excited for the draft. I'm excited to see you guys, the strategy you guys are unfolding, and just see how the whole teams and just keep the same energy. I do respect the social media stuff. I really do. I know it can be time consuming and tedious at times, but it goes a long way in growing, and it just, I mean, every time you post, it could be a new eye on something and bring somebody in. So I do respect that.
Yeah, and I'd like to thank.
Well, trust me, because I hear the complaints.
Yeah,
we don't see that.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I hear the complaints about the lack of transparency. So when I see something like when Trey sent us that email and said Missouri's no longer, it's now Kentucky, I posted that immediately. So I wanted to get out there. I don't want anybody, you guys or anyone else, to go, oh shit, oh, when did that happen?
Yeah.
The second it happened, I posted it, because as far as I'm concerned, that's the way we need to endear ourselves to our fan base. Period.
To us, 100%. We're huge fans of it. I mean, the flip side of that, they might not like it as much, but I guess if you own the team, it doesn't matter.
I think that by this time, Trey and Stacey know they send any shit to me, it's getting out there, unless I sign an NDA or something like that.
Likewise, brother.
That's the way it's going to be.
Trey told me, I think the last time we talked, that I make him bang his head on the door frame more than any person. I'm like, thanks, man. So
clearly doesn't have any kids yet.
No, I know. He has to deal with me. All right, so we'll have you guys hang on just for a minute. We'll have the folks go. We'll let the folks go at home. But thank you guys very much for joining us. It's been very very educational. I think that the information is out there. I don't think that it's been gathered in one location and discussed about yet. So I think seriously, thank you guys for taking some time. And I know you guys are busy, especially at this time preparing for the draft and stuff. So I do appreciate you guys taking some time out of your night.
Absolutely, our pleasure.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you guys for having us.
Definitely.
For sure. All right, so folks, I hope you guys enjoyed the interview. I hope you guys had a great holiday season. We'll be back next week with more audio gold. But until then, we hope you throw it straight. And it's nothing but 4 baggers from here on out.
Cornhole it.
Later.